Today is Tuesday, May 5th. I'm calling to order the City of Carson Housing Authority, successor agency, oh, successor agency, Public Financing Authority, and the City Council. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas.
Present.
Councilmember Deere.
Present.
Councilmember Hilton. Present. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks.
Present.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have a flag salute by our bishop.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we're pleased to have Pastor Harold Mitchell from Emmanuel Street Rest Baptist Church for the invocation. What? Emmanuel. Hey, that's not what they say.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. God bless all of you. Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we love you. We thank you for allowing us this day, this privilege, this opportunity, waking us up one more day to give us another chance. We ask you, God, to continue to bless our city. God, we thank you for the work that our city has done and what they're doing. We pray, God, for every council member. We pray for treasurer. We pray for every city official, city clerk. We pray for our mayor, God, that you will continue to guide her as she leads this city. We pray for our sheriffs, our fire department, this city as an entirety. God, we pray that you will continue to bless this city, that we will be a leading city in our nation. We thank you, God, that you have blessed this city. We thank you, have you watched over this city and watched over all of us. We thank you for every leader. We thank you for every official. We thank you for every officer. We thank you for all of those who serve in this city. God, we thank you that we have a great city. We thank you for the leadership, and we ask you to cover them in the blood of Jesus. Bless everybody in this room. Meet every need, but most of all, God, guide the hands of our leader. Keep her, God, keep her and protect her and cover her is our prayer. In the mighty, mighty name of Jesus the Christ, the Son of the living God, we pray, we thank, and we love you, God. Amen.
Thank you. I think there's a correction to this. It's Emmanuel and St. Rest Baptist Church. Oh, you're two. Congratulations, and keep praying for me. Thank you. Closed session items 2 through 3. Madam City Clerk, are there any public on closed session items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Madam City Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there is a significant exposure to litigation in 3 cases. The council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to discuss labor negotiations with AFSCME Local 809 part-time. The city manager just informed me that staff need 2 subsequent need items added under potential litigation. So can the council vote on
Motion
that,
to
please?
approve. Second.
Been moved and properly second.
Roll call vote. Councilmember Rojas.
Yes.
Councilmember Deere.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton. Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Hicks.
Yes.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Yes.
Thank you. Unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. So we have items 2 through 4 that will be in closed session. So we're going to recess into closed session with an anticipated time of coming back within an hour. Is that correct? Is that long enough? 2, 3, 4, and 5, isn't it? It's 2. It's 4. It's a 4 total. 4 total.
No, it's 3 cases under number 1,
Oh,
and then 2 under the subsequent need. That's 5, and then you've got the labor negotiations, so 6 items total.
Okay.
Hour 15.
It's a big agenda.
it's a big. We'll be back in an hour and a half. We will.
Not too much talking.
If not. Rules of decorum. No person attending a public meeting shall engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including but not limited to applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, profane, abusive, personal, or slanderous utterance that disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All remarks by members of the public shall be addressed to the mayor or the chair and not to any other member of the public or any other single council, board, or commission member, unless in response to a question from the member. Signs, placards, banners, or other similar items shall not be permitted in the audience during a public meeting if the presence of such item disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall remain seated in the seats provided unless addressing the body at the podium or entering or leaving the meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall obey any lawful order of the presiding officer to enforce the rules of decorum. Treat everyone courteously, listen to others respectfully, exercise self-control, give open-minded considerations to all viewpoints, focus on issues and avoid personalizing debate, embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights that are inherent components of an inclusive public process and roles for forging sound decisions.
You got to report out. Reconvening the city council meeting from closed session. City attorney, please report from closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2, D3, and E1 to discuss 3 potential cases and added 2 subsequent need items, so 5 items in total. No reportable action was taken in 4 of those cases. In one of the cases, the council authorized the filing of a complaint as a way of defending itself. Once the complaint is ready, it will be available. The council also met pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to discuss labor negotiations with AFSCME Local 809, and no reportable action was taken.
Thank you. And now we'll have a report from our Captain Norman of the Carson Sheriff Station.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone? Glad to be here.
Senegal.
Okay, just want to share some of the things that's been going on here at Carson Station. On the 16th, we've represented a memorial ceremony for Deputy Julius Boyd Loving, who was recognized as the first African-American deputy sheriff in the history of Los Angeles County Sheriffs. On the 11th, April 12th through the 18th, and also April 22nd, as well as May 3rd through May 9th, we've recognized several different appreciation days, which is National Dispatchers Day, National Administrative Professionals Day, as well as National Jailers Week, in which we honored all of our employees and recognized their hard work and determination. April 22nd, we actually attended the City of Carson Town Hall meeting at Carson Park, hosted by Council Member Jim Deere. Thank you for inviting us.
Love to have you in attendance, Captain.
Right. And on the 27th of April, we graduated 15 civilian academy students. And that's actually an academy that is hosted by the City of Carson's Sheriff's Department. We have about 10 weeks in which the students were provided an instruction and information regarding several station, department, specialized units, policies, and facilities. April 28th, Carson Sheriff Station, LA, and our Los Angeles County Emergency Operations Bureau, as well as the City of Carson's public safety team, participated in a tabletop exercise, all in preparation for FIFA and subsequently as well as LA 28. and that went very well. On May 2nd, myself as well as our Carson team, Parks team, as well as our South teams, attended and participated in the Cinco de Mayo celebration at Carson Park. I want to advise of an event that we have in which I would encourage the citizens to actually sign up for. We have a catalytic converter etching event that will be held at Mission Ebenezer Church. It is with Carson Sheriff Station. It's being hosted by Carson Sheriff Station, as well as our TRAP and Falcon Towing is also participating. It requires that you actually register for this event, and it's open to the city of Carson residents. You must also have a valid California driver's license. In any event, if you're interested in actually, or any of the residents are interested in actually participating, please contact our community relations and or go to our social media in order to scan the QR code in order to register. May 10th, we will have our summer enforcement team that will be implemented for the summer months. That will consist of an additional 1 sergeant and 4 deputies that will be on the summer crime enforcement program. Within the city of Carson, we are continuing to trend down as far as our Part 1 crimes are concerned. We're at negative 14.3%. Very good.
Thank you, Captain.
Absolutely. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
Anyone have any questions, Councilman Deere?
Yes, Captain, the catalytic converter event is a free event, is that correct?
It is.
Okay, so I want to, oh, you got a flyer on it. Yeah, I want to encourage people to get their catalytic converter etched because the criminals that are stealing these from us, when they get caught, because they're dealing with LA County Sheriff, so they're going to get caught. You could actually get your converter back if your driver's license is etched on it.
Right.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you. Next, we have a report from our Assistant Chief Kane of the Los Angeles County Fire Department.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Assistant Chief Brian Kane from Los Angeles County Fire Department with your public safety report for the month of April. During April 2026, the County of Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a high volume of incidents, with the majority involving fire-related calls. Over 40 fires were reported, most of which were small outside rubbish or vegetation fires, frequently associated with encampments and occurring along roadways, freeways, and vacant lots. Crews also handled several vehicle fires, including a major compressed natural gas vehicle fire that required freeway closures, and 5 structure fires, primarily caused by electrical malfunctions. All structure fires were contained quickly with minimal damage and no major civilian injuries reported. In addition to fire responses, personnel managed hazardous conditions such as gas leaks, electrical issues, as well as a wide range of public service calls, including down wires, water leaks, and public safety assistance. There were 1,440 total responses for the month of April. 867 patients were transported. 602 of those calls were basic life support in nature, and 365 were advanced life support in nature or required interventions from our paramedics. And that is the end of my public safety report, unless there are any questions.
You couldn't hear him, Councilwoman? Yes, she did. Captain, does anyone have any questions? Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you.
Very good to see you as well.
Thank you. The next time I have my colleagues to join me down front so we can do these presentations real quick. So to my colleagues, don't read the whole thing. Keyshawn, who's receiving this? Of course. Can we have the fire department come down, please? Assistant Kane and his crew. And the crew. How are you? Thank you. You brought the whole station. I love it. I love it. This is our fire department. On the other side, Captain Kane. Come close to me. The city of Carson and other surroundings have declared May as Fire Prevention Month. And so we have our fire station. What station is this? 36. On time. You guys did an excellent job. We were at the schools. Hi there. We were at the schools this past week, and we did a fire prevention. It was just awesome. Over 200 kids were out talking about safety and the importance of fire safety. So this is a resolution for Fire Prevention Month. Whereas the safety and well-being of the residents of Carson is top priority, and fire prevention plays a critical role in protecting lives, property, and community. And whereas the city of Carson, in partnership with local fire departments, public safety agencies, and community organizations, is committed to proactive fire prevention efforts through education, outreach, and emergency preparedness initiatives. And whereas the observance of Fire Prevention Month provides an opportunity to engage the community through school programs, public awareness campaigns, and citywide initiatives that reinforce the importance of fire safety. Now, therefore, the Mayor, Lula Davis Holmes, and the Carson City Council do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Fire Prevention Month in the city of Carson, and we encourage all residents, businesses, and community organizations to participate in fire safety education efforts and take proactive steps to protect themselves and their families. This date today, the 5th, is signed by the entire city council and attested to by our city clerk. And would you like to have a few words, sir?
Thank you very much, City of Carson. On behalf of Fire Chief Anthony Maroney and the Los Angeles County Fire Department, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the City of Carson for recognizing the local first responders as it relates to fire prevention. As we all knew, the steps that we take at home can make a huge difference on an impact or an incident, keeping it small, keeping it within containment limits before the fire department should have to arrive. So thank you very much for this recognition.
Thank you, and we'll do a quick photo op. Come up, Captain, young man, so we can see you. Okay. Oh, you're the captain? I'm promoting you, okay? With the cap on. Doris. Hey, Captain Jones. How are you, Captain? How are you? 36. You guys did an awesome job at the school the other day. Just awesome. Oh, you did an awesome job. So thank you. Captain, you should be over here.
Well, you promoted him. So
Well, that's okay. Oh, that's just my own little promotion. This is the official promotion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I am proud to thank you, introduce the general manager from Ann Schultz Entertainment Group, our Dignity Health Sports Comps manager, general manager, new kid on the, well, he's been around, Adam Duvenek. Yes. Dignity Health Sports Complex. We're so pleased that you're in our community, and we just wanted to introduce you to the public. They did a wonderful unveiling, a week ago? Adam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming here. Sure, yeah. All right. Thank you for welcoming me here tonight. While I'm new in this role, I'm not new to AEG and to this community. In fact, I've been coming here for a very long time. I grew up in Santa Barbara and fell in love with the sport of cycling from a very young age. And been coming to Carson to train at the original 1984 Olympic Velodrome. And what started out as one trip ended up becoming a weekend event where I would come down here nearly every weekend. And through that dedication and commitment, ended me being with the opportunity to represent the United States in 2 Olympic Games. So it's not, now that we are just 2 years away from welcoming the world back to the city of Carson, I couldn't have more pride and excitement to represent our facility in partnership with the city of Carson to welcome the world back to Carson. And I'm very excited for that. We have a lot of other events that are coming up very soon. The Galaxy play every weekend, but we have, in just a few weeks, we have FIFA World Cup. We will be the host training site for all of the teams playing at SoFi. And in addition to that, the Galaxy has largely been focused on building the game within the community and finding ways to bring people all from all of Los Angeles back to Carson. We'll be doing that through a soccer celebration activity where during the round of 16, which will be July 4th through 7th, we will host soccer celebrations here at Galaxy Park in the city of Carson. It's a free event that's open to the public, give you the opportunity to view the game, to meet Galaxy alumni, and we're very excited for that. So
Thank you. Let's give our general manager a round of applause. And Adam, I want to thank you personally because we're going to be hosting, because there's no fireworks 4th of July, so Dignity has allowed the city of Carson to have a drone show at the Dignity Sports Complex where our residents can come out and have entertainment at Dignity. Yeah, it's going to be we have over 200 drones that's going to be coming out doing a nice show for our residents. So make sure you pass the word on, even though there won't be fire, there'll be drones, and it's a beautiful show. And the staff will be getting out flyers and information. And I just want to thank you personally for allowing the city of Carson to host this 4th of July celebration, because you won't be able to have your normal celebration because
we will be hosting teams for the for the World Cup, but that will be the first day of our soccer celebration activities. So we hope that will lend itself and play into the evening where the community will come out and really get to experience our site. If you haven't been to Galaxy Park, it's really fun, great for the community, open to the public, and we're excited to have everyone out.
And thank you, and I'm going to invite you back every 3 months.
All right, perfect.
And he has with her Tamla Lewis. Come here, Tamla. Tamla, don't you want to say something to your residents? No, please.
I did not expect to speak, but the Madam Mayor says speak, you speak. But I just want to say, I've been here from day one, 23 years since the stadium. So I was here when the ground broke, and I've been here ever since. So I was 12, and everybody on TV and everybody going with that. So I'm just happy to be here, and we're going to be very excited to celebrate with you on July 4th, and I hope everyone comes out. It's going to be great. So thank you.
Let's do a quick photo, Adam. Thank you. Next, we have a proclamation recognizing Public Works Week, May 17th through the 23rd. The Bishop Hilton, Councilman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Public Works, if you would come, you heard the mayor, she said don't read it all because we got a long night. So whereas Public Works professionals play a vital role in maintaining and improving the quality of life for residents, businesses, and visitors in the city of Carson through the planning, construction management, and maintenance of essential infrastructure and services. Whereas Public Works Week serves to recognize the hard work, dedication, and contribution of public work employees who work diligently often behind the scenes to keep our city running smoothly and safely and to keep our roads repaired.
Our roads.
Whereas the city of Carson acknowledges and appreciates the commitment of its Public Works Department and all Public Works personnel whose efforts help bring a stronger, cleaner, and more connected city. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the mayor and the city council of the city of Carson hereby proclaim May 17th through the 23rd, 2026, as Public Works Week in the city of Carson, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the valuable contributions of public work professionals. Dated this day, the 5th day of May. And also, Assemblymember Mike Gibson, he sends the same thing, but he sends it personally to Dr. Arlington Rogers. He sends you something, and he says, keep on achieving. Yo.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. On behalf of the Public Works Department, I am just the person that gets out front. It is my staff that actually is out there doing the hard work. So all the work that you see that's happening in the city of Carson, it is all due to their hard work. They're the ones who put it together. They're the ones who are out there making it happen for you all. So when you see them out there working hard, blow your horn at them, tell them thank you, because they're doing it because they really care about this city, and they're doing it rain, sleet, or snow. So please just pat them on the back every now and then and let them know how much you appreciate their hard work.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate that, Father. Appreciate
you. Is there a certificate for child care providers recognition? This says teacher appreciation. And who do we have receiving this one? Miss Garcia. Where's Miss Garcia? Hi, come on up. Come on over, Miss Garcia. Well, if you have children, you need to have someone to take care of them, that loves them, and that you can leave your little trusted angels to while you're at work, away at work. And mothers, we know what it is to have someone that we can depend on. And so we want to recognize Child Care Providers Appreciation Day on May 8th. And whereas child care awareness of American organizations nationwide are recognizing child care providers on a Provider Appreciation Day, May 8th, 2026, to honor the vital contributions to children, families, and communities. And whereas child care providers are essential to the health and well-being of the city of Carson by fostering safe, nurturing, welcoming environments, supporting working families, and creating enriching early learning experiences where children develop lifelong skills. Whereas the city of Carson acknowledges the importance of child care resources and referral organizations serving Carson and the surrounding Los Angeles County region, which play a vital role in strengthening the child care system by helping families locate care, supporting providers through coaching, mentoring, and technical assistance, and building both the supply and quality of child care available in our communities. Now, therefore, the mayor and the City Council of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim May 8th as Child Provider Appreciation Day in the City of Carson. Encourage all of our residents to recognize and celebrate child care providers for their dedication, professionalism, and invaluable service to our children and our community. It's dated today, the 5th of May, and it's signed by all of us, your elected officials.
Thank you very much for having me here. And I just so proud of the work what I do. I helping the parents to go back to work, to find a job, and to have a place to leave their children safe.
We want to say thank you. We appreciate you. We're going to do a quick photo. Thank you. Thank you. The next one is a proclamation recognizing CalFresh Awareness Month. Dr. Hilton.
We have James Bolden here. He's from the Department of Social Services. CalFresh is very important, whereas access to nutritious food is essential to the health, well-being, and dignity of all residents of the city of Carson. CalFresh California supplements nutrition assistance program SNAP plays a vital role in reducing food insecurity by helping low-income individuals and families afford healthy and balanced meals. I'm gonna jump down to the bottom because I want to give James about 60 seconds to do a commercial on CalFresh. There are a lot of people who are eligible for benefits in the city of Carson but have not taken advantage of those benefits. And I run into James all the time in the gym, and he tells me how Carson needs to be to increase their CalFresh count. So we really need to do that, especially with food prices on the rise, and especially our seniors and our children. Be it further resolved that the city of Carson reaffirms its commitment to promoting food security, improving public health, and ensuring that all residents have access to nutritious food. Sign this day, the 5th day of May.
Real quick, we've been going to a lot of city council meetings. This one is the bomb. I mean, I am a proud resident of the city of Carson. I'm proud to see this meeting here today. Oh my gosh, a lot going on. Anyway, on behalf of my director, Dr. Jackie Contreras, the 14,000 DPSS employees, and just all our community partners, thank you for allowing us to come here and share this information with people who need it, because people really need this information, especially now. I just want to say that I just want you to follow us on our website, follow our social media platforms, share this information with somebody in the community who needs it. Because don't you think, let me tell you something right now. I know some people I've been working with for years, they're down right now, and they called me on the low and in confidence to tell me they need, how do I sign up for CalFresh? So let's take it serious. And if you know somebody who needs it, give them the information. I have flyers in the back. Call me if you ever run into it. I got a partner in the city of Carson now. If you guys need us, you need something for a constituent, call me. Please, feel free to call me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all.
Awesome. Let's take a photo.
We took the photo already. Oh, did we took the photo? We took the picture.
Oh, you're just checking me, huh? The next we have Small Business Week, and we want to recognize Monique Fisher. Small Business Week. The city, hi, recognizes, and she's a commissioner, Monique Fisher, an entrepreneur, mentor, and dedicated community leader whose work reflects the very best of Carson. As the founder and CEO of multiple service-based businesses, including Contented Nail Parlor, Monique has built strong, structured enterprises that prioritizes quality, opportunity, and creating jobs for more than 20 local residents. Through her nonprofit, Our Teen Dream, she continues to invest in Carson youth with mentorship, education, and community give-back programs. Her commitment to excellence, discipline, and long-term vision is a shining example of why Carson remains the jewel of the South Bay. Small Business Week is May 3rd through the 9th. Whereas small businesses are the backbone of the American economy and play a vital role in the growth, innovation, and prosperity of local communities. Whereas small business owners demonstrate resilience, creativity, and dedication to overcoming challenges and adapting to changing economic conditions. And whereas National Small Business Week, observed from May 3rd through May 9th, provides an opportunity to celebrate the achievements of small business owners and recognize their critical contributions to our community. Whereas recognizing and supporting small business helps promote economic resilience and ensures continued opportunities for innovation and prosperity within the city of Carson. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim May 3rd to 9th as National Small Business Week in the city of Carson and encourage all our residents to support local small businesses and celebrate their invaluable contributions to our community. Be it further resolved that the city of Carson reaffirms its commitment to fostering a strong, inclusive, and thriving business environment for small business, and it's dated today, May 5th, and it's signed by all of us.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to start by first giving honor to God. I could not have done this alone. Thank you to my wonderful family, my wonderful staff, and the beautiful city of Carson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is item number 12. We have one more after this one. And it's Teacher Appreciation Week. Toe. Ah. Teacher Appreciation. Awesome. Toe came up through our programs, and she has been around teaching, and the kids just love her. If you go into her classroom, they're so disciplined and well-mannered. They were here just in the council chamber at our last council meeting, and I just want to commend you for what you're doing. So we're proud to celebrate and recognize you today, Teachers Appreciation Week. Well, she put it in here, I already said it. She's one of my babies. For more than 26 years at Del Alma Elementary School and a lifetime of teaching, mentoring, and impacting lives in our community, Ms. Toe has dedicated herself to inspiring students through real-world learning, creativity, and compassion. Her recent Environmental Stewardship Award project is just one example of how she empowers students to use their gifts to make a meaningful impact. We thank you, Ms. Toe, for your unwavering commitment and education to the countless young people that you continue to mold and shape. And the good part about it, she's right here in the city of Carson. She has given back all of her time and her talent to our residents. And we appreciate you so much because you love the people you serve and you serve the people you love. And I just want to say commend you for an outstanding job.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, City Council, and staff. It's my great honor and privilege, to teach children. Each and every one of you here would not be where you are without teachers throughout your lives. Who are your first teachers? I ask my students every year, your parents. And I, as an educator, want to support the work that we do in not only teaching from the classroom, but helping support our families so that they can teach from home as well. So thank you for this great honor. Thank you, because I represent the teachers at Del Amo here in Carson and throughout all of El Unified. So thank you for this great honor.
Now, therefore, I'm not going to read it because she just said it all. The mayor, the city council of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim May 4th through 8th, 2026 as Teacher Appreciation Week in the city of Carson, and encourage all our residents to honor and celebrate the dedication of teachers who enrich the lives of students every single day. Let it be further resolved that the city of Carson extends its heartfelt appreciation to all the teachers in their tireless work, unwavering commitment, and lasting contributions today in our communities. Dated today, the 5th of May, and it's signed by all of us again. Did we get your picture already?
No, not yet.
Can I bring Toe's family up for a photo? Where's your daughter? There she is. Yeah. The Minnie family. Works at the post office. Come on this side, Miss Minnie. Right here. Right here, right here, right here.
How you doing?
Thank you. The next one is the last one for our presentations. It's a proclamation recognizing City Clerks Week by Dr. Hilton.
We're going to ask our city clerk to come and the clerk's office if she would like to come. Our clerk will be appreciative if I make this brief. Whereas Whereas municipal clerks serve as the cornerstone of local government, ensuring transparency, accountability, and the effective administration of public service for the residents of the city of Carson. Municipal clerks are entrusted with maintaining official records, preserving the integrity of government proceeding, and safeguarding the democratic process through accurate documentation and public access to information. Whereas municipal clerks demonstrate a high level of professionalism, dedication, and expertise in serving both elected officials and the public with fairness, accuracy, and integrity. Municipal Clerks Week is observed nationally each year to recognize and celebrate the vital contributions of municipal clerks. Whereas in 2026, Municipal Clerk Week will be observed May 3rd through the May 9th, providing an opportunity to honor the essential role of city clerks play in maintaining the foundation of local democracy. And now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim May 3rd through the 9th, 2026 and Municipal Clerks Week in City of Carson, and encourage all residents to recognize and appreciate the important contributions of municipal clerks to the effective functioning of local government. Be it further resolved that the City of Carson extends its sincere gratitude to the city clerk and her staff for their continued dedication and exemplary service to the community. Dated this day of May 5th, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hilton, and thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. I really do feel incredibly blessed to represent the City of Carson. Looking forward to continuing to doing the work that we've started. I can't do any of this without my incredible team, so I'm very grateful for my staff. Courtney serves as our Chief Deputy City Clerk, Joy is our Deputy City Clerk, and we have Chavez, Tommy, and Melissa who assist not only residents, but internal staff here within City Hall as well. So incredibly grateful for the staff that I'm able to do this work alongside, and also grateful for the opportunity that Courtney and I have recently had to present at the statewide conference and then the upcoming international conference. So happy to represent Carson on a big stage and learn to love what I've been doing for the city of Carson. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes our presentations. Look at you. Okay, we're going to take a quick recess. My city attorney just mentioned I need a 5-minute break for something. Five minutes in the kitchen. hear from where it goes? Oh, but they have a speaker card. Okay, for non-agendized items. City clerk, you have speaker cards for various items. Item
do.
number 32
Yes.
and item number,
Item 32 is the only one for agendized items, and then there are 4 non-agendized speaker cards.
Madam Mayor, I just want to report out that we reconvened in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 to discuss one of the items further, and no reportable action was taken.
okay, thank you. I'm going to take the liberty of the chair because you have been waiting some time to move up item number 32. And Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 32 is to consider appeal of Planning Commission decision to deny design overlay review number 1935-23 and conditional use permit CUP number 1128-23 and the Planning Commission's recommendation to the City Council regarding denial of development agreement DA number 32-23 for the development of an approximately 100 megawatt battery energy storage system BESS located at 18800 Broadway, APN 7339-014-009 for City Council. This particular public hearing for you, Madam Mayor, is asking for several recommendations, and so if you would like, we would have a brief presentation and then as well as potential discussion from the City Council. Thank you.
So forgive me, I'm catching my breath. I ran up the stairs, so one moment. Anyway, good evening, Madam Chair, MPT Hicks, and Honorable Council. As mentioned, excuse me. As mentioned, what's being considered this evening is an appeal to various entitlement applications, DRR, a CUP, and a development agreement in relations to the Griffith Street Battery Energy Storage System at 1-800 Broadway. Thank you. Before we jump into the appeal, I want to make sure that there's an understanding of what is a BESS equipment or project. So basically, a battery energy system stores electricity and produces it and makes it available for the grid or the substation. It's a stationary individual and grouped metal containers enclosures that houses various cells, modules, server racks. It also houses the lithium-ion batteries, which is considered a hazardous material. And this is also the most widespread and affordable technology that's being used today. This is a closer look of a BESS. And basically, it's also showing that the container will group the cooling and control safety systems, various inverters, and other equipment. and typically used in combination with other materials such as iron. On March 10th, the Planning Commission heard the applications for the entitlements for the proposed 100 megawatt battery storage, again located at 18800 Broadway. During that hearing, the Planning Commission, with the recommendation of denial by staff, the Planning Commission voted at a 5-2 vote, agreeing with staff and adopted resolution number 26-2900, which denied the entitlement application, the design overlay review, as well as the conditional use permit. Also recommending to the City Council to deny the development agreement number 3323. Subsequently, the applicant did submit an appeal on March 23rd, Vesey LLC, which was timely submitted to the City Clerk's office. In response, the City Clerk's office reviewed and deemed the application sufficient and complied and in compliance with the City Code, Section 9173.4. The appeal period has an expiration of May 22nd, Friday, and the city clerk also confirmed today's meeting with the applicant in terms of the appeal being presented before the council. And this evening, the council has various options for the appeal. One is either to affirm the presented draft resolution 26047, or you can opt to modify it, which means staff would need to prepare a resolution and related ordinance and bring it back to the City Council by May 20th. You can also refer it back to the Planning Commission if there's any significant issues that requires additional analysis. And if the council decides to reverse, the same as the modification, we would need to prepare a new resolution and related ordinance and bring it back to the City Council. Unless the council refers to the Planning Commission, the council's decision on the appeal must be supported by written findings. And that goes back to preparing a resolution and ordinance and bring it back to the council for consideration. There is a state option that the applicant has a potential option. It's called the opt-in program by the California Energy Commission, or CEC. This process does not alter the council's responsibility to evaluate the proposed project or appeal based on the applicable local regulations, findings, and administrative record. To give you a bit more insight regarding the CEC process, it's based off of Assembly Bill number 205, which was adopted in 2022 by the state. In this process, the state will be the lead agency. It allowed for them to have expanded oversight of permitting energy storage systems and holding various public meetings for local input. It will be subject to CEQA. The agency will prepare an EIR, also needs to certify and comply with community benefits agreement and project labor agreements. This is not a slam dunk type of process. It is a process by the state, which also includes deeming the application complete. Once the application is deemed complete, the 9-month process for the environmental review starts. Within this process, the state also requires and invites the local government to a mandatory pre-filing meeting with the applicant. As I mentioned earlier, this is a process. The state does with their process, they consider if the best project is located at the right place socially, environmentally, and legally. So they're making evaluations based off of laws, ordinances, and regulations, looking for findings regarding public health and safety. Again, seeing if there's any historical environmental justice impacts. CEQA equivalent environmental review that goes back to the EIR process. Seeing if the emergency response is adequate, and also evaluating if there's any cumulative impacts to nearby sensitive receptors, like schools, parks, hospitals, so forth. To share background, the subject site is located adjacent to industrial uses, but it's also surrounded by sensitive receptors like Kaiser Permanente, which is about 300 odd feet away. You also have homes that are less than 500 feet away. You have a park that's about 375 feet away. And then we have a critical city facility, which is our corporate yard, which is roughly 350 feet away. So the analysis is not only looking at what's adjacent to the site, but also the uses within the surrounding areas. This is a site plan of the project showing the various battery enclosures. It's a 100 megawatt BESS facility that will have also a substation on site that will be shared or have shared access by the adjacent Edison facility. Also will have operations and maintenance yard and access driveway throughout the site. Here's a closer look of the two properties. The property to your left, it would be the site for the BESS. The property to the right is the adjacent Edison. And this is showing the underground Gentie lines connecting to the Edison, as well as the fiber optic line that connects to Edison as well. And the fiber optic is so that the two sides can communicate with each other. This is a rendering of the project. Going by a little fast, but there's a rendering. In terms of fiscal impact, there's an operation and maintenance payment of a one-time fee, a little over $350,000. A battery fee, a minimum payment of $250,000, and there's also a diff payment of nearly, I believe it's $190,000. Some of the key considerations that was made by the Planning Commission and staff was land use compatibility and public safety, whether or not there's any cumulative impacts to the public health and safety and welfare. Considering, again, the nearby sensitive receptors, the homes that are less than 500 feet away, the Kaiser Medical Service that has over 30 services that it provides, including surgeries, OBGYN, pediatrics, family, vision, and so forth. We also have our public facilities, the city public facilities that's just north of the site, and a school that's further southeast. Another consideration is emergency response, recognizing that this type of product would differ from conventional fires, which would mean that there's different or specialized response strategies in terms of evacuation and any extended incident duration. So many times if there was a fire incident or casualty like that, the fire department would need to allow that to burn off before addressing it. And also looking at and that goes again along with the emergency response adequacy. Other key considerations are related to the general plan consistency. So we're looking at, first let's acknowledge that the use, that the proposed BESS would support energy innovation and sustainability. That's one portion of it. We're looking at this project holistically as a whole. So looking at that from that approach, we're looking at objectives, policies, uses, and programs, not just one aspect of the project. So again, we're looking at land use compatibility and community health, the scale, the location, the operational characteristics, and potential hazard. As we know, Carson has a historical environmental justice community, so we're looking at that as well, the cumulative impacts to our city. We're looking at the hazardous materials and public safety. Going back to environmental justice, looking at the cumulative impacts to our vulnerable community with existing air quality challenges, industrial land use concentration, and noise exposure. And similar to the state, we want to make sure that the use is complying with our local laws, ordinances, regulations, and standards. The Plan Commission made their findings based off the joint plan consistency and found that the project was inconsistent with it. The use and development was not compatible with the intended character of the area. That was a CUP finding. Also determining that the project development is incompatible with the surrounding uses, which is a DOR finding. They couldn't find the project would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, and general welfare. That's a development agreement finding. And then also listed various policies from our general plan in terms of inconsistencies, incompatible land uses, inadequate buffers between the uses, public health concerns, and again, restricting hazardous materials within our city. In response to these findings, the appellant submitted their letter request that included their concerns, which included three major ones: that the Planning Commission disregarded community support, climate, and community benefits, contradicting evidence in the record, and relied on a staff report containing material errors. And this is a summary. And so staff is showing that the PC denial decision was based on a full review of the material, public input, applicable findings, general plan policies, and weighed the project's potential benefits against its risk and identified valid concerns regarding land use compatibility and public health and safety. This goes into further details in terms of staff's response to those three items. I'll go over it really quickly. Again, we had duly public notice hearing. The Plan Commission considered the benefits and risk in terms of the scale and location, including seeing if there, and also providing analysis of the use and development and any adverse effects that are not justified by the benefits to the public interest. Going back to the general plan inconsistencies, yes, we understand that this is an innovative and renewable energy, but there are other general plan policies that are not met. And again, some of the errors that were identified, the appellant mentioned that the Kaiser was in the hospital. We acknowledge that. It is a medical facility, and that doesn't diminish the services that it provides to the city. We're talking about to a vulnerable population that provides services to the elderly, our pregnant women, children, and again, healthcare services like surgeries, imaging, x-rays, vision, behavioral, and pharmacy. The adjacent uses identified, yes, the adjacent uses are industrial. But again, we need to also consider the surrounding uses. In terms of the toxic smoke and plume modeling potential impacts, the Plan Commission didn't believe that the modeling may not consider the impacts to these sensitive receptors and does not eliminate the risk of hazardous emissions. Yes, we acknowledge that there's other facilities that are in urban areas like Pomona. That's one of the cities that the applicant identified. We go back to environmental justice. That does not confirm that the new use at the proposed location is appropriate in a community that have cumulative environmental and public health concerns. CEQA, there's an exception to the appeal subject to 15061. And also in terms of staff's recommendations to uphold the Planning Commission decision and adopt the resolution. And that concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for questions.
Thank you for that report. Madam City Clerk, was it properly posted?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, the notice of public hearing to consider an appeal of the March 10th decision of the Planning Commission denying design overlay review number 1935-23 has been given pursuant to the applicable law, including but not limited to the proof of timely publication received by myself. The notice to the appellant via email and mail was confirmed by staff. The agenda posting requirements were met by the individuals and the organizations. The posting affidavits are on file in my office, and we received 56 written communications for this item.
56?
Yes,
In
56.
support of or opposition? That's all?
A combination of the two. Those are the only options, obviously. So, yes, the original hearing before, there were items that I spoke of in the last meeting, and then this particular meeting, we received 50 opposition letters and 6 letters of support.
Okay. Don't go far. We're gonna, to everyone that's standing here tonight, we're going to, I'm gonna call you, but to the union representatives, you don't all have to speak, but we're gonna cut the speaking down to 1 minute per person because there's quite a few that want to speak. So unless everyone has to speak, yeah, that's 60 minutes. So,
Madam Mayor,
yes,
point of order.
yes.
Are we going to have opportunity as council members to question the staff's
Yes.
report? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
I want the
Thank you.
oral communications are on the agenda. So the first person I have up is Tommy Fave.
Madam Mayor, are we setting the timer?
Yes, please. You have a timer?
Yes, I have the timer, but
1
confirm
minute.
the time. Well,
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, City staff, and the public that's here today. I want all of our folks that's here that supports the project moving forward. We're here tonight to make a statement, and that's to keep battery energy storage systems in the city of Carson. The developer, the applicant, has done everything that the city has asked of them. They went above and beyond with the LA County Fire Department and the fire department has approved a MMR policy, and they have done everything that they have done with the community as well. So I just wanted to, on behalf of IBW Local 11 and the building trades, and then the carpenters that are here tonight that supports this project moving forward, we urge the City Council to reverse the Planning Commission's ruling.
Madam Mayor, that's a minute.
Bring this project forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Pete Marsh. What is he? Long Beach.
Hey, Pete, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council members, fellow public. My name is Pete Marsh. I'm a neighbor. I'm from Long Beach. I live just a couple miles on the other side of the I-710 corridor, and we share the same air. I'm served 25 years in the Coast Guard, active duty, and then became a solar contractor to try to do my part to create renewable energy to solve the climate crisis. And batteries are critical to making solar and wind as effective as fossil fuel has been for a couple of centuries. So batteries are magic. I've heard it said they stick energy where the sun doesn't shine. But they also have gotten a bad reputation. A small amount of issues, which are tiny compared to the issues with fossil fuels for decades.
Madam Mayor, that's a minute.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Marsh. Steve? Yes, Gantro.
Hi, Steve. You have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak. I came through here, and spoke before. The main thing is I'm an apprentice through the Carpenters Union. I was down and out with my luck with working. I had to shut down my school that I operated for, basically 23 years straight. And the Carpenters Union has trained me and given me this opportunity. My last site was all the way on Thousand Oaks. So there's a lot of brothers and sisters over here that could really use this work to be able to work close in their community. And also all of our taxes would stay in this community. So it'd be very helpful. And I just appreciate you thinking about that. And thanks so much for everything else you do.
Thank you. Christy Carrick.
Hi, Christy. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, Mayor Davis Holmes and esteemed council members. I'm Christy Carrick. I'm the community school coordinator at Town Avenue Elementary School, and I'm here today in support of the Ormat Griffith project. We are the closest school to the project, and I want to just say that over the past year, we've had the opportunity to build a strong relationship with the Ormat team through their consistent engagement with our parents, students, and staff. And they had shown a genuine commitment to our school community, not through just words, but through action and partnership. Their commitment to getting our solar kitchen built, one of only 2 in the whole LAUSD, as well as coaching kids through an esports competition with the UN sustainability goals in mind. The Ormat project represents an important step towards the greening of our community. Reliable energy directly impacts our students' ability to learn in a safe, stable, and healthy environment. We want our students to grow up in a community that values sustainability, innovation, and
Madam Mayor,
long-term
that's
environmental
1 minute.
responsibility. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy. Lauren Miles.
Good evening. You have 1 minute.
I respectfully urge you to affirm the Planning Commission's denial of this project. This is not about opposing clean energy. It's about public safety and responsible review. We know the risks are real. The Moss Landing battery fire showed that thermal runaway events can burn for days and release hazardous emissions. Placing that kind of facility within a few hundred feet of homes, a school, a park, medical service is simply the wrong location. What's more concerning is that this project was advanced without a full CEQA analysis. The applicant's own consultant admitted the facility could reach 45.5 decibels with over 100 fan units running just below the city's 50 decibel limit. That's not a comfortable margin. That's a red flag. Without CEQA, there's no thorough analysis of noise, air quality, or emergency scenarios. The applicant's legal counsel claims Carson imposed unreasonable standard, but that argument fails apart.
Madam Mayor, that's 1 minute.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you very much.
Michael Stewart.
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute.
I'm Michael Stewart. I support the OMAD project. Madam Mayor and Council, good to be here with you this evening. I'm finding out that good information is given out. We have an opportunity for economic development for our community with a legacy project, which will bring in between 150, 175 million dollars of investment, jobs for our community, logical growth for our community. Let's look at this as an opportunity, not as and make it a stepping stone, and don't set up barriers. We're here to work with you. I'm been a long-term resident of Carson, and I am very proud to say that. And I'm very proud of you that are elected here and all our people that came here. We have an opportunity. Let's grow with Carson. Thank you.
Thank you. Salvador George.
Hey, Sal, you have 1 minute.
Good evening, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes and members of the Carson City Council. My name is Salvador George, and I'm speaking on behalf of the union carpenters and skilled construction workers that are present here today. Some who have left already because they do have to wake up at 2 in the morning to go to work. We recognize and respect the concerns raised by the residents regarding the safety. Public safety should always come first. And we appreciate the thoughtful discussion surrounding this project. At the same time, we also believe that it is important to recognize the extensive measures that this developer has taken to go above and beyond the industry expectations. The proposed battery system includes advanced safety technology, self-contained suppression systems, early monitoring capabilities, and enhanced coordination with fire authorities. Due to the time, I'm not going to read the rest of the information I had here, but it's an opportunity to put up a lot of our Carson residents to work. We always appreciate everything you all do for our city. We thank you, and we hope that this project
Madam
moves
Mayor,
forward.
that's 1 minute.
Thank you.
Toadette Hobson. Hobson.
How
Good
you
evening,
guys
sir. You
doing?
have 1
I'm
minute.
Tora Hobson for the D Local 91 Carpenters Union. I'm a resident, born and raised in Carson, California. I support this project because it's a local job, and plus the residents around us. And I previously experienced a bunch of blackouts in Carson from yay high to now. I know my grandma supported, my household supported, because when electricity go out, the food go spoiled. We gotta find somewhere to put it somewhere for neighbors and everything like that. And also, just the electricity is important, so I know no other residents want the blackout to happen as well. So that's my opinion on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Gerald Durant. Gerald.
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute when you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't think I need the whole minute, but what I'll say, I appreciate everybody here. I definitely don't want to put anybody out of work. I was in the fire service for approximately 4 decades. I understand that the response for anything that goes wrong in this facility needs to be prepared in a way that it limits or makes sure that it doesn't happen. Obviously, with the schools and the other things close, we should maybe look at how this is going to work in a response if there is a fire there or something goes wrong. I definitely want my brothers and sisters in Carson, my Carsonite people, to always be safe. And those who have jobs, I appreciate that fact that they can get a job this way. I say, really, this decision is going to be a challenging one because you want to do the right thing. And as long as you believe in your heart that the right thing is being done, I'll have to support. But make sure all the information comes to you properly. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, that's 1 minute.
Thank you. Lisa Burnett. Lisa Burnett. Sandra Trujillo. Yeah. She had to wake up early. Oh, Sandra, thank you. Sandra?
Good evening. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council member. Thank you for listening to me. I, as a resident of in that neighborhood, in that picture where we're out, I think this is every year we're experiencing something new and learning new stuff to live in this new world, technology, Wi-Fi, all that stuff. This whole battery storage, I know it can be risky and it's scary, but as a resident, I really think we should move forward because just this year in February, like this young man earlier said, we experienced a 2.5 day blackout. Like our food spoiled. We woke up to no electricity. We went to bed with no electricity, woke up again to no, I just think this is really great. My neighbors who had solar panels, everyone was looking at them like, wow, they have light. So I really hope you please come together as a council and truly decide what is best for our Carson residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Raymond Robertson.
Good evening, Raymond. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council. My name is Raymond Robertson. Not only am I a union carpenter, but I'm also a Carson resident of over 30 years. I was raised in Carson. I raised my children here. This project will benefit our communities with backup power and provide opportunities for job and work for residents within our own community to provide for our families within our own community. With that being said, I request that you council members, please support this project. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you. Jesus Martinez.
Good evening, Jesus. You have 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Hello, ma'am. My name is Jesus Martinez. I'm a proud resident. I'm actually a resident of that neighborhood right there. And I actually went to Town Avenue Elementary. I graduated right there. So I'm a fellow Tiger, and I feel like it would support the kids. And last but not, for sure, like it'll give us backup energy because I went through multiple blackouts I've been living there for 26 years. So, we had quite a few. And most importantly, this is Carson's opportunity to continue leading by example, to invest in working families, clean energy, and economic growth, and truly stand out as a crown jewel of Los Angeles. I respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Leslie.
Good evening, Mr. Leslie. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Good evening, council body. The issue this evening is not about the welfare of trying to say that the company don't have a right to bill. The issue this evening here is health and safety. And the health and safety, if you're looking at the project in itself, then therefore it's adjacent not only to a medical center, to a resident, as well a quarter of a mile away from the elementary school. It is going to be an impact to anyone that's going to have any type of vulnerable respiratory type of illness, whether you're looking at child or elderly. The thing what we must understand that we got to look at the safety aspect. I've been a union person for years before I retired. And I'm just saying to you that the community is the issue. Quickly and lastly, your job here is make sure you
Madam
protect.
Mayor, that's 1 minute.
Make sure that you protect the welfare, the safety of the community. That's what we're asking you to do.
Thank you. Ben Tartino, Gino, Ben. Is this Corey?
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute.
Appreciate you. Good evening, Madam Mayor and esteemed council members. My name is Corey Crockerham. I am a proud member of Local 91 Carpenters Union, and I'm here to represent these fine young men and women standing behind me. This developer there's not often you find a developer like this, a developer who commits to making an investment in the community, a developer who commits to hiring local folks or making sure the local folks have opportunity to access to good jobs, commits to apprenticeship. So considering this project and considering all the health and safety issues, thinking about the holistic approach with this community, folks need to be able to provide housing for themselves. They need to be able to pay for electricity and have a job to where they can keep the lights on. So I am here in support of the project. I hope you reconsider the Planning Commission's recommendation and again approve this project. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, that's
Alex Perez.
good evening, Alex. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. It's an honor to be able to speak with you guys. Miss Mayor, I was able to speak to you at the training center a couple years ago. I told you, born and raised here, Dominguez Elementary, Carnegie Middle School, Carson High. Being a carpenter gave me a purpose. It got me out of the streets. It's allowed me to provide for my family. I've been able to buy a home right here in the Del Amo neighborhood on Tillman Avenue. I think this is an opportunity for us to continue to provide for our families in a safe way. I know there's a lot of concerns, but we can do this. Carson has always led the way, and I just hope that you guys make the decision for us to have reliable energy. Thank you.
Wendy Sanchez. Wendy?
Hi, Wendy. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and esteemed council members. My name is Wendy Sanchez. I am the proud principal of Town Avenue Elementary. Safety is a priority for me every single day. I have to be ready to go into action at the drop of a hat for any safety concern that might come up. And so I've been very interested in the conversations around safety and had the opportunity to be here a few meetings back when the fire marshal spoke and answered many of your questions and concerns. I would like to just draw attention to my colleague, Christy Carrick. She really said everything that I wanted to say, but I wanted to touch on the fact that ORMAT has had actionable impact on my school already, bringing our community, our students, and our parents to Carson council meetings, to Carson events, making the connections between the community, our council people here, and our residents and our school.
Madam Mayor, that's 1 minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Diane Thomas. We have 3 more.
Good evening, Ms. Thomas. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Safety. We have, will this company be here once it's completed? The way they will track whether anything happens at that location will be from Pennsylvania, 3 hours different from here. They will be gone, and we will still have to live here. There are alarms that will be a part of this project. Alarms to do what? If the residents don't have an escape route, should something happen, where will they go? What do you do when you hear an alarm at night if you don't know what you're supposed to do? We need to be cognizant of the fact that Carson is not a dumping ground. And oh, by the way, the Planning Commission already approved a best facility over on Alameda just a year ago. So it's not like we don't have one. We have 2, as a matter of fact. So this will be another case where we need to stand firm and be safe for the residents. Jobs will go away.
Thank you. The next is we have Lopez. Is it Jerron? Jerson?
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, City Mayor, council member, and staff.
We understand the responsibility you carry in making decisions that impact public safety, economic growth, and the future of Carson. We also appreciate that every council member here wants what is best for this community. At the same time, this project represents major investments into Carson, construction careers, apprenticeship opportunities, local hire commitments, and long-term tax revenue for the city. As union carpenters, we build projects safely and professionally every single day across California. We believe Carson has the opportunity to approve a project that combines accountability, modern infrastructure, and economic opportunity. We respectfully ask all council members to support moving this project forward with strong oversight and community protections. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Stefan and Christian Morel. Mrs. Sykes. Oh, that's you? Okay.
Hello, Madam Mayor.
How are you?
Yeah, my name is Stefan. I heard earlier the name Moss Landing mentioned. That Moss Landing was built in 2019. This project is being considered and built in, hopefully, in 2026. You can't compare apples to oranges. The technology in 2019 was nothing compared to the technology today. In 2019, AI didn't exist. Look at it now. This place is safe. It's all new technology, and it's good for Carson, and it's good for the construction workers. Thank you.
Thank you. This one, that's a Morel. Sykes, Celeste Sykes.
Good evening. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. To piggyback on the Moss Landing, I know a lot of people are talking about the air. I did a lot of research. I participated in a bunch of Q&As. My kids go to school here, a lot of family members, et cetera. Grew up here my whole life. The EPA found with the Moss fire that burned for like 7 days because you can't put it out. It just has to burn out. There's no extinguishing it. But the EPA found that there was no risk to public health after they sampled the air after that. So that was really big for me when I was wondering whether I was going to be for or against. So I'm totally for it. I've been at several of the community events. I listened to all of the experts that they brought in. I trust the fire marshal. I trust the data, and I'm just urging the city council to vote based on the data and not on emotions. Thank you.
Jonah Henry is our last speaker.
Hi, Jonah. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Jonah Henry, and I'm a volunteer organizer with Sunrise Movement Los Angeles. We are a youth-led organization that is fighting to stop the climate crisis and develop a more equitable economy. I'm here on behalf of several of our members who are Carson residents, and I'm here to voice our strong support for the Griffith Project and to urge City Council to reverse the Planning Commission's denial of the permit. The City of Carson has set really, really ambitious goals about how to accelerate the renewable energy transition in theory. And Mayor Davis-Holmes, I want to personally praise you for your leadership on this issue. And I think this project is a really great opportunity to prove that commitment in practice by building this critical renewable energy infrastructure in your own backyard and providing labor opportunities to our local union members. Thank you for considering my perspective, and I strongly urge you to approve this facility. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to close the public hearing. Oh, one more? Yes, yes.
Hey, Madam Mayor, this is, and council members, this is a letter that I would like to submit on behalf of a member who's working in Idaho right now. He wasn't able to make it. His wife submitted this and gave it to me, told her we were coming down, Mr. Darren Everidge and Debbie Everidge. I also gave a speaker card, and I'm not going to run this thing up a lot for you guys, right? I'm going to just keep it real short. Everybody here today that came out, we told them about project that's happening. We do this with every project that comes up. We monitor these city council meetings because why? This is the why right here. The faces behind every job site that gets built. Putting these boots on in the morning is tough. We up there, the same ones, getting on our knees, praying to come home safe to our families. We're popping Vicodins because our backs, our sciatic nerves is kicking in. And what do we do it for? We do it all for our families. We come home, we just hope to put a little bit of food on the table to feed every belly button in the household. These guys right here that came up to us and said, hey man, we're gonna put folks to work with labor agreements that's gonna ensure apprenticeship programs. We're jumping all over that every time. Why? Because it's putting folks to work. Thank to everybody out here, and thank you all too for just your passion. Y'all are the labor city of Los Angeles, the real crown jewel. And we appreciate you, Mayor, every time. Council members, shout out to them real quick. Shout out to everybody in this room that came out here tonight. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to close the public hearing. Is there anything else staff would like to add? Okay, is that who is that? Who? Oh, this is my last speaker.
Mayor Lola Davis,
Yes.
council members, my name is Vernon Clack. I'm a proud parent of Ethan and Evan, who goes to Curtis Middle School. I went to Ambler Elementary. I went to Curtis Middle School. I went to Banning High School. I'm a proud pilot. I am the grandson of Albert Lewis Jackson. I approve this project, and again, I want to say all accidents are preventable. The wages that this project will bring will be spent in Carson, and it'll be spent among the business owners in Carson, and it'll also improve the quality of life of my children because, again, I'll be less than a mile from the house. I can help them with homework, and I don't have to commute to Bakersfield. That's where I was for the last 2 years. I appreciate you all, and all accidents are preventable.
Thank you. We're going to close the public hearing. I want conversation from my colleagues. Councilman Deere, you're queued up.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, could you bring your planning manager up, McKenna Alexander?
Sure.
Thank you. McKenna, you had a great presentation, very clear, easy to understand, very professional. I'm very impressed with your presentation.
Thank you.
One of your slides up on the screen mentioned local ordinances. I don't have it memorized, but I think resolutions, rules, policies. Is there anything about this project that violates any written doctrine of the city of Carson?
Well, I would say yes. If you say violate, I would say that the words that we use to make our findings is whether or not it's consistent with our general plan and whether or not it also has consistency with our zoning code. So when you saw those references, it was showing that in order to make findings, we have to say assuredly that these findings can be met. And there were identified inconsistencies with the general plan as well with the zoning code in terms of incompatible uses within the surrounding area. So that's my very long way of saying, yes, there's written information regarding this in our zoning code as well as our general plan.
You mentioned the zoning. I believe it's zoned heavy industrial. That's exactly what this project is, heavy industrial. Why is it inconsistent with the general plan?
It's inconsistent with the general plan. I'll go to the slide.
That's it. Oh, that was the one I was referring to. Go back one more.
This is towards the beginning. Okay, so we'll start with this slide. excuse me. So when we're talking about the general plan, we're talking about whether or not the uses within the area is consistent for this project. So we're not only looking at the adjacency properties, which are, as you mentioned, industrial. We're also looking at the uses that are in the surrounding area, and that will call into place the medical facility, the park, the homes, and a little further east, the school. So we're looking at the compatible uses consistent with the general plan.
The medical facility, I think it says something around 375 feet away. Isn't that property line to property line distance?
That's correct.
Not battery storage to structure.
That's
Structure
correct.
is probably more than twice that distance away.
That's correct.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. You
You're
answered
welcome.
my question. Thank you, Mr. City Manager, for your staff.
Oh, Dr. Hilton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do want to ask the question. If this is not approved here, is there a possibility that they can go to the state? Does it meet the BTU standards to go to bypass the city?
Well, they can. There's Assembly Bill 205 that allows the applicant to go through the state. The state has a rigorous process itself. It's not an automatic, approval process. They're going to require an EIR. They're going to also have to make certain findings, which I listed on a couple of the slides. So yes, there is an opt-in process for the applicant if they chose to go through the state.
Another question is, so if we don't approve the project, will we lose our local control to dialogue with them? If they go bypass us and go to the state, will the state give us a seat at the table?
The state absolutely gives us a seat at the table. They require us to have a local government pre-filing meeting with the applicant, and as well, part of their findings is also looking at the local regulations, ordinances, and policies. They're not going to go strictly by their process. They're also looking at the local rules and regulations as well.
Thank you. I'm complete.
Councilwoman.
Yes, thank you. I think you answered part of my question regarding the state requirement. So everything here is all about safety and the safety of the residents. What are the state requirements, if there are any, for the proximity of these projects to a resident, any living, breathing body?
Okay, so part of their analyses is that they do look at the cumulative impacts to sensitive receptors. So basically, okay, so for instance, we already have certain impacts within our city because we're an environmental justice community. They're looking at that. So what is the cumulative impacts? So we add this third one or this other best facility, are there any impacts to these sensitive receptors? They also look at, and that goes back to in relationship to the environmental justice impacts. Those two are married together, a part of their analyses.
So there is no proximity?
There's no specific distance. Okay. There is consideration of the impacts to sensitive receptors.
Yes, and this project was approved by our fire marshal?
The project is not approved by the fire marshal. What they provide us is a AMMR, an alternate means and methods report that they provide to the city to show, the different steps and requirements that are needed for this facility to move forward. So they did provide a cleared AMMR report to the city for our consideration.
Thank you for that. Okay.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, my paper is bleeding here with red. So pretty much whatever happens, anything happens, it's our fire department. They're our first responder, and they're also the last. They're the last people that allow us to come back in and render the location safe if anything does happen. So I read this project. I saw the site. I read all the reports. I did a rinse and repeat, is what I call it, on this project. So thank you, everyone, for coming out. So I have a substitute motion because it's not exactly here on the recommendation. So I'm going to go under all alternatives to take another action with the city council.
Just point of clarification, Councilwoman, you're making a motion. It's not,
Yes.
there's no motion on the ground.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion. I would like to make a motion to reverse the Planning Commission's decision to deny and approve the requested site plan review, design review, and conditional use permit, and to approve the development agreement, to adopt the CEQA exemption consistent with the attached previous resolution that was provided on March 10th. That was given to the Planning Commission, consistent with that report. Outlining a resolution of the City Council of the City of Carson finding a CEQA exemption, approving site plan and design review number 1935-23 and conditional use permit number 1128-23, that the City Council adopt and approve the development agreement number 33-23 for the proposed battery energy storage system BEST facility located at 18800 Broadway Avenue, APN 7339-014-009. In addition, I want to direct the staff to meet with the applicant to discuss additional community benefits agreement and to prepare a resolution by May 20th. Now, I do have some, Madam Mayor, that I have some, as part of my motion, I would like to add and put on the record in regards to some conditions that were on the original report. And that is approval, in regard to approvals 19C and 71B. I would like to increase the height of the CMU block wall from 10 feet to 13 feet for additional safety precautions. I would like to add condition number 19G, which should read as follows. Following issuance of the final certificate of occupancy, developer should conduct an annual safety meeting to be held at a public location within the city, which shall be conducted in coordination with the Los Angeles County Fire Department and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Notice of the annual safety meeting shall be provided at least 10 days before the meeting, mailing to all owners and occupants within 2,500 feet of the project. In addition to the annual safety meeting, developers should hold 2 safety meetings to be held at least 30 days apart prior to the project becoming operational. Notice for these 2 safety meetings shall be provided in the same manner as for the annual safety meeting, which covers items such as alarm testing, protocols, evacuation routes, and general battery storage safety information. I'd like to also add, sorry, this is a lot. Prior to issuance of the final certificate of occupancy, developer shall prepare a written evacuation plan to be reviewed by the LA County Fire Department and the Sheriff's Department. The evacuation plan shall identify primary and secondary evacuation routes, staging and assembly areas, traffic control measures, and communication protocols with emergency responders. This evacuation plan shall be shared with all attendees during each annual safety meeting. And finally, condition number 19I, another added one. Following the issuing of the first permit, developer shall establish and maintain a telephone, hotline through which members of the public may obtain information about the project and may report concerns, complaints, or safety-related issues. The project hotline shall be available and monitored on a 24/7, 365 days a year. This safety measure should be paid by the applicant. And I do want a new section. This is, of course, I would like to direct staff to add to this, which should include a point of sale. But this is something that's important, I think, for our community benefits and our community and kids. So a new section 3.4 to the development agreement entitled Community Benefits, whereas section 3.4 will state that the developer agrees to provide the following community benefits prior to issuance of any building permits for the project, and such payment is a condition precedent to such permit issuance. These are things that I personally feel passionate about. Section 3.4, $40,000 to be used for paid summer internship with companies, intern renewable energy, battery technology, zero emission and technology, and electric energy storage and battery management system for high school students for the schools in the city of Carson. Another is Town Avenue Elementary, a one-time payment to either the Los Angeles LAUSD or directly to Town Elementary in the amount of $25,000 to be used for community gardens and or environmental related educational programs at Town Elementary School. I know somebody said here we already started that. And another one-time fee for the City of Carson's Department of Recreations and Parks in the amount of $35,000 to be used for youth sports programs such as soccer, baseball, softball, and boxing. Again, like to direct staff to meet with the developers to get additional community benefits projects. So all I need is a second.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. I just want to clarify. You said to bring back a resolution to adopt the development agreement. It's an ordinance that needs to be brought back to introduce a development agreement. And just so staff is clear, you have made some specific requests, but you want the staff to explore other issues that staff has recommended during this two-week period with respect to the DA, correct?
Yeah, it's correct. I don't have enough room
thank you.
on my paper.
We will explore those issues with the applicant. Thank you.
Yes.
It's been moved and properly second.
Madam Mayor, for the point of discussion, just for a second before we take the vote.
No, we're going to talk some more.
Oh, okay.
So
I just wanted to make sure she was clear with the point of sale and make sure that was incorporated. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying that. So you want staff to negotiate and put in the development agreement that the point of sale will be the City of Carson.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, any discussion? I have MPT Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To the applicant, I'm questioning, based upon what's been discussed, are you in agreement with any of those requests that's been stated this evening?
Edgar Claudian on behalf of the applicant, thank you very much for your time and your consideration. From day one, ORMAT has been committed to the community and to the city, as all of the testimony today was evidence of that fact, and we are more than happy to agree to all the conditions placed in front of us today and continue to be proud members of the community for years to come.
Councilman Deere.
As a public school classroom teacher, if you make that $25,000 donation to Town Avenue, do not make it out to LAUSD. Make it to Town Avenue Elementary School directly. Otherwise, it'll go into a big pit. So I'm just very happy that so many people turned out, so many people care about the future of Carson. That's why you're here tonight. And I think the city is ready to move forward. Thank you.
Councilman Hicks. Oh, you're done? Let me say this to, it appears that this item is going to pass, but I am concerned, like I said before when I met with everyone, about safety of our residents. It's in close proximity. When I met with the developer, I said, why not find another location? It's not that I am opposed to the project, but it seems like to me, it's systemic racism. This city will have 3 sites that services more than Carson. Okay, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach has nothing. We're going to be providing power to them. Okay, so my concern is, why didn't you go there and ask them to take some of this burden? We have faced numerous challenges, and to this, my brothers and sisters that are out there, you know, I speak what I feel. When Oxy came, there was 200 of my union brothers and sisters here saying they wanted Oxy here in the city for drilling against the homes that are here in the city of Carson. I said, no, I'm not going to have any drilling, any fracking in this community. It didn't happen. They sent me a letter saying that the price of gas had dropped. But you know, I always turn these over to the good Lord. And I said, thy will be done. And Oxy went away. I hear you talking about jobs. Where's the developer? How many jobs are we talking about? Where's the developer? How many jobs? Because I'm hearing construction jobs. How many are you having? What do you think? Oh, how many jobs are we talking about?
Approximately 150.
For how long?
It's probably an 18-month process.
An 18-month project. And then after that, what?
Hopefully, more renewable power, more business. One of the advantages that battery provides, and I want to take a little bit of a step back, but a comment made earlier, you know, the city of Burbank just last week itself announced the completion of a battery storage project for its residents. And there are battery storage projects popping up everywhere. This location is perfect because of the adjacency to the existing station. Renewable energy, I'm answering your question, Madam Mayor. Renewable energy is not just for the residents and ensuring the refrigerators stay on and alarm clocks go on in the morning. It's also for the businesses in the city. So when we're talking about jobs, we're not just talking about the union construction jobs. We're talking about ensuring businesses are able to turn their lights on in the morning. Employees can clock in for their jobs so Carson can continue to remain the business-friendly city that it has a great reputation for being.
We just got that. Thank you. I just want to say, Ava said we approve that with no comment. It's not in a residential area. Dignity Health Sports Complex has a battery storage facility. We have an application for another storage facility. Am I supposed to be the dumping ground because of these storage facilities? Or am I going to be the jewel of the South Bay? We've won several awards for what we have done as far as renewable energy. I was just at Prologix on their rooftop, talking about the solar panels that they put up there. This city is very, very, very progressive. I do not oppose the project. I oppose the location. And I tell you, all of you, when it comes down to the safety of my residents, that's what I'm all about, okay? You have 50 letters from people that oppose this project, residents that came in. Oh, you had 20 more that oppose this project because they're concerned about safety. I'm concerned that there is no ERI or CEQA. I'm very concerned about that. Why didn't you get that to make this city feel comfortable? You're bypassing the process. You're bypassing the process. Local regulations, we spoke about those. They're not all being met. And I think it's an environmental injustice. And we just had the Domingos Channel. I was just at a meeting Thursday, Bishop, where we talked about extended stay coming here. Okay? This is not a dumping ground for everybody that wants to come through here. It is not. It is not a dumping ground for every project. And I want my union brothers and sisters to realize where I'm coming from. These jobs, you're going to get jobs. I have 159 acres that's being developed. Okay? I push for those union jobs. I have 130 some apartment buildings that's going up on our Carson Street. I push for those unions to be involved in that. I have another 30 acres. We got development all over the city that's calling for union jobs. But they don't impact the quality of life for my residents. They're not nestled into a community. So if I don't agree with you on this time, think of the number of times that I will agree with you. Because there are jobs that I have pushed that you would not believe. But this one, I've asked him, why not another location? Because we have Dignity, we have Avocet, we have this project is going to be approved with the conditions that the councilwoman has laid out. And we got another one looming. When is enough enough? Are you going to be back down here when they come and say, oh, I want to build this project, I want another one? Let other cities share the burden, not just Carson. We cannot become the jewel of the South Bay that if everyone wants to drop into this kid, because you know why? People thought we were not going to read this. That's why they didn't go to Manhattan Beach. That's why they didn't go to Seal Beach. You say you have one in Pomona in the desert, okay? The developer. I'm concerned. Rightfully so, I'm concerned. I understand you went to the town elementary school and you built a solar kitchen. Yeah, but it wasn't an expensive solar kitchen. I understand that you did your community outreach. Kudos for you. I understand that. But at this point in time, it is not in the right location, even though my colleagues will pass it. It's not in the right location. It is not in the right location for my union. As I spoke to some of you, it's not in the right location. I stand on what I'm about. I'm about safety, and if I vote and I vote alone, you will know where my vote comes from. And I said, why would we burden Councilman Hilton's district, that's his district, with this? Why didn't we find another location like Avocet did? Why? Why do the land is cheaper? That's why you didn't go to Manhattan Beach or Hermosa Beach or Redondo Beach. That's why you didn't go. We are not the dumping ground here in the city of Carson. We're just, this council, turning this city around where people want to come. We have developers knocking on the door, knocking down the door that would not come here before, okay? So understand where I'm coming from, and there's been a motion, a second. Did you have anything to say? As Councilman Hicks.
To the applicant, can the applicant come back up? I need to ask a couple of questions in regards to the potential risk. What is hydrogen fluoride or carbon monoxide or volatile organic components or compounds? What are those?
So I'm going to call up somebody who can actually answer that question.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Could you please repeat the question?
Can you provide me further information regarding the risk of exposure to hydrogen fluoride or carbon monoxide or volatile organic compounds or fine particle matters?
Yep, absolutely. So my name is Christian Ng. I'm a senior fire protection engineer with Fire and Risk Alliance. I am also a licensed professional engineer in the state of California. So my employer and my colleagues, we have prepared several technical study documents for this project that were reviewed by the Los Angeles County Fire Department. As a part of their alternate methods and materials review process, a technical study that was conducted included a plume model. This plume model analyzed toxic constituents that may be released during a battery fire. Now, the results of that analysis deemed that the project's sensitive receptors were outside of the boundaries of any worst case scenario. So that analysis analyzed carbon monoxide, which is a released gas when there is a fire within these lithium iron phosphate batteries.
So with this proposed project with the lithium batteries in the event of a fire, I think I asked a question when we had another applicant come before us, and it's been stated this evening. If it catches on fire, there's nothing that you can extinguish that with. It has to just burn until it burns out. And they talked about, I guess, Moss, one that happened last year. It burned for 7 days. And I think someone came and said there was no air quality issues. I don't think that is the case, because if it's burning, something is in the air. My concern is the city of Carson sits in a valley, because Torrance is to our west, and this is just some side information. So if there was a fire at the Exxon station, the city of Carson would be the actual, for the actual cloud to come over and actually harm our residents here in the city. We have had too many issues of air quality in our community, and I think being in close proximity to either Kaiser Permanente, the corporate yard, the public works yard, the residents in the housing, Victoria Park, and the golf course is too close of a proximity to something of this magnitude. For me, sitting on this council, I think I'm one of the more environmental persons that's always been around dealing with new energy and making sure that we have the technology in the community. I'm not really supporting the location of this one, because the one that we do have is actually in my district, in District 3 off of Alameda. So I'm real happy to have these in our community. But again, because of the fire and because of other effects, someone talked about the fans. They were talking about so many of them being on at one given time. Can you tell me about the humming noise and the vibrations that may be affected in the area and how that's going to affect the residents of the community?
So, Mayor Hicks, I would like to state that this project has no comparison to Moss Landing. In fact, if it did, the Los Angeles County Fire Department would not have approved it through their AMR process. In fact, in their best guidelines, indoor facilities such as Moss Landing are not permitted within the county. So I want to just make sure that that comparison to Moss Landing is as previously stated by another participant here.
So that technology is no longer being utilized, but at the time that it was built in 2019, that was a cutting edge state of the art in 2019. Here we are in 2026, 7 years later, it's defunct. So we're at a new level. So we're going to be looking at 7 years from now, if that's the same that happened to Moss that happened here in the city of Carson, because now the technology has increased greatly. I don't want us to be where at some point in time, what we have is obsolete and my residents are being affected by fires.
Your concerns are totally valid, and I would like to respond with that. In 2019, when the Moss Landing was permitted, there were no actual battery safety codes. In fact, it was not until 2020 where National Fire Protection Association Standard 855 was developed, and that is the standard for stationary storage systems. Since then, there have been 2 further iterations, the 2023 and 2026 edition. Furthermore, the California Fire Code is the most advanced state fire code. And Los Angeles County Fire Department has developed the most rigorous approval process for any BEST project in the country.
How much time he'll
So there's been improvements as we go forward, but there's no guarantees because it's always evolving.
3 minutes.
So there's no guarantees at any facility that may be built on this property. No matter what you're building here, a gas station, a warehouse, a home, you can't guarantee that there won't be a fire. But what you can do is ensure that mitigations are properly taken prior to installation and construction of these facilities, which is done and been approved by the Los Angeles County Fire Department.
Ooh. My biggest concern is that, for Carson to have as many of these battery storage facilities in a close proximity to so many of the residents, and my surrounding cities have nothing, but going to benefit from what we are producing in our community and we get nothing from it, I just think that's an unleveling playing field, because it's providing us with the liability, the health hazards, asthma, and other things in place. But I think at this point in time, it's going to pass. But I just said, Carson is only in the city that's surrounding that. If we have more than 1, 2, 3, or 4, now my residents are at ground zero. We are at ground zero for if anything goes wrong. And God forbid we have a massive earthquake or anything happens in this community, we are ground zero. So, but thank you for that. Just call for the vote. I'm gonna say it.
Okay, let's call for the vote. We've had dialogue long enough. It's been a first and a second on the floor. Cast your vote.
And just to be clear, we're bringing this back on the 20th to
on the 20th.
properly adopt the resolutions and the ordinances.
And with all the
and to finalize the development agreement based on the terms discussed and other issues staff need to address, and we'll put it in the document and bring it back with the ordinance. Thank you.
To my colleagues, I'm for all of these amenities, but I'm not for overturning the Planning Commission's decision. I think we could have gotten to that in another way, because it could have gone back to the commission and something. But anyway,
Madam Mayor,
cast your vote.
I'm queued up on discussion.
We already discussed. You have 1 minute. I called for the, but I called for the
call for
vote.
the question.
I called for the vote. Cast your vote.
Yeah, if she called for the vote, it's over. You called for the
I
vote.
called for the vote already.
It's over.
Well, it's not parliamentary procedure, but go ahead.
You got to vote.
You got to vote.
I voted.
Somebody didn't.
I voted yes
Motion
for the
carries.
project.
Thank you. So this will come back, everybody. The next meeting is on the 20 what? 20th. The 20th?
Yeah, on Wednesday, the 20th.
Wednesday. It'll be a Wednesday meeting.
Monday, because we come back.
Items number 15, 31 are on the consent calendar.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Approval of the minutes, item 14.
Motion to approve.
Can we have your outside voice?
Quiet in the council chambers, please. Can we please have quiet in the council chambers?
Quietly as you leave. Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Please cast your vote.
One correction.
What?
One correction. On the page under council comments, under Vice Chair Hicks, I think it was Director Whitaker. Director Whitaker made a statement about Friendship Park, and one of the concerns, it was not a golf park, it was a dog park.
It was not a golf park, it was a ball.
DOG, dog.
Oh, dog.
Yes. That's all.
You gotta get AI to.
That's the only
capture
correction.
it. So
That's
dog park, not golf park.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you read all that?
Thank you. You can always count on your eye, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you.
It's been moved and properly second to approve the minutes. Cast your vote. Yeah, you do, don't you?
You didn't hit it, Mayor. You didn't hit it hard enough. It's stuck.
Motion carries.
Items number 15 through 31, the consent calendar.
Motion to approve the consent.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Would someone like to pull an item?
No, thank you.
Hearing none, cast your vote.
Push hard. Thank you. I know you have four. I know you have four. Thank you.
Motion carries.
Item number 32, we completed already. Item number 33, a public hearing to consider multiple economic development subsidies, commercial facade improvement. This is a special order of the day?
Yes, it's a public hearing, which everything was met. The
Everything.
agenda, the people.
No comment.
It's on file, no written comments.
Staff, then we're going to open the public hearing.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The public hearing is to consider multiple economic development subsidies, commercial facade improvement program grant agreements, citywide round 2, and no match East Carson corridor projects to provide certain commercial businesses with grant funding with recommendation for your discussion. We can have a brief staff report if you like, Madam
Please,
Mayor.
please.
We'll have our Economic Development Director, Mr. Nathan Freeman, provide that briefly.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and distinguished council members. I do have a very brief presentation that looks to be coming up. There we go. So very quickly, as I was preparing for our presentation this evening, I was thinking about what do a small storefront upgrade and a corridor transformation have in common? And as I was thinking about it, the answer is they both change how people feel about Carson the moment they drive by. Tonight, what you're seeing isn't just a list of projects, it's a coordinated reinvestment in our commercial corridors, one storefront, one property, and one block at a time. Because in my world, in economic development, perception is reality. So right now, we are on the precipice of reshaping that reality. We're doing that in two distinct approaches for you this evening. First, our traditional citywide program, where property owners are required to match the city's investment that ensures shared commitment and leverages private capital alongside public funding. Second, our East Carson Corridor initiative, where we've removed the match requirement entirely. Why, you might ask? Because in that corridor, the barrier isn't willingness, it's financial feasibility. And if we want to catalyze that change at scale, we have to meet where the market is. So let's dive into this. Let's start small, but let's start impactful. At the soon-to-open Ding Tea, located on the southwest corner of Carson Street and Main Street, we're taking a dated storefront and replacing it with clean, modern glass, new doors, and durable finishes. It's a $12,000 project, but with the city stepping in at about $7,600, we're helping a new business in our community elevate its presence and attract more foot traffic. Now let's scale up. At 21839 to 21855 South Avalon Boulevard, located on the corner of Avalon Boulevard and 219th Street, we're going to see a full facade transformation, including new materials, new signage, new lighting, and new landscaping, which, once completed, will turn this aging center into a place that feels active and reinvested. And it's a flavor of what the building looks like from 219th Street. Same story at 1329 to 1347 East Carson Street, located on Carson Street near Vera Street. Major upgrades also will include new materials, new signage, new lighting, new landscaping. Again, once completed, is going to turn an aging center into a place that feels active and reinvested. So let's transition to East Carson Street and what I call the domino effect, where we're hoping along East Carson from Harborview Avenue to Santa Fe Avenue. As I go through this, property after property, including businesses such as Fragrances for Less, Irene's Hair, Kathy's Bakery, Nitzy Salon, Santa Fe Medical, and others are all making targeted upgrades.
Rob's Liquors.
We couldn't leave Rob's Liquor out there. So as we go through this, each one of these locations is going to be the recipient of new signage, fresh paint, new lighting, landscaping, and architectural enhancements. Individually, these are $50,000 to $140,000 projects. But collectively, they will transform this corridor. They will change how safe it feels, how active it looks, and whether the next customer decides to come in or keep driving. So this is exactly what the facade improvement program that you all approved is designed to do. Leverage city dollars to unlock private investment, improve safety through lighting and site upgrades, support small businesses while strengthening property values, and create corridors that attract, not repel, future development. We're not just funding projects tonight, we're setting a new baseline for what our commercial areas are going to look like. So, as you can see on the screen, staff's recommendation is to open the public hearing and take public testimony and accept any written and/or oral communication to approve the multiple funding agreements that were included in your council packet and authorize your city manager to execute the funding agreements to facilitate these projects. With that, Madam Mayor, that concludes my presentation. I'm available to answer any questions the council may have.
Thank you. You did a wonderful report. We're going to close the public hearing. Any staff deliberation questions? I see Dr. Hilton is queued up.
I won't steal Cedric's thunder and be the first on this, but I'm excited to see that corridor of that part of District 3 improved and be able to replicate a portion of the city. So many times we get a bad rap sitting here saying that we only take care of the north, and that's not true. We take care of the whole city. So I'm excited about it. Looking forward to when we move back to the mighty District 1 too.
Council MPG Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Staff, thank you for that outstanding presentation. I just didn't know that my truck was going to be in one of your slides, but that's okay. That's just to let you know how much I'm over there, that you guys took a picture of the back of the truck. But, oh, Rob, you took it? You took a picture. But again, thanks to the staff, because as you can see in the photos, they have been remiss in not having the resources available to them for the businesses. And what's really frank, that even though it may look that way, they're still making money. So the idea of having them to now get a facelift, make it look even better to attract businesses or residents or customers from other communities to come to our city makes it even better. So that's one of the main things I'm just wanted to do, and make sure that seamlessly, when you drive through the city of Carson, it all looks the same. You should not go north, south, east, or west and think you're in another city. It should all look as you're in the same city, Carson. And I think at this point in time, once we get this up and operational, no one can say we only take care of the north end or we don't take care of certain parts of the community. We're taking care of the entire city. And that was one of the reasons why I was so adamant of pushing and making sure that we got this facade improvement program in place, because what they see, my resident in District 3, we see things are happening over in this community. We see things happen in this community, and they go outside, we still look the same. It has not changed in over 20 plus years. So they're saying, when is it going to change for us? So I just say to the staff, thank you for allowing this to move forward, and to the city manager and the staff to making sure this come to fruition. And with that being said, my motion is to approve the funding agreement, authorize the city manager to execute all documents, including the funding agreement, in a form acceptable by the city attorney.
Second.
Yeah, it's been moved and properly second. Councilman Deere, you want
Got a question for our staff, Nathan. You know, there's also a liquor store in the corner. I think the name is Della Liquor, but it seems to have a new name on the facade. Is it a new owner, and are they participating in the facade project that you just outlined? I don't see them on the list.
So staff has done a very comprehensive job in interacting with the businesses, specifically on the East Carson corridor. If they were not included in this one, which I will have to research, Councilman, that wouldn't preclude them from future funding opportunities for additional facade program initiatives.
Okay, so when you say future, meaning not this program, but
again, sir, I need to go back and research to see if under a different name they are part of the program. If they're not, I would anticipate that additional monies with council approval could be available in the future for facade improvements, and they could theoretically participate.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Cast your vote.
Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 34, fiscal year 2026-2027 budget workshop number 1. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Our fiscal year 2026-2027 budget workshop number 1 is going to provide a staff report and presentation. We're going to have 2 of our staff from our finance department, Mr. Antonio Velasco and Mr. Ashton Watts. They'll be tag teaming going through the presentation. And so we'll be able to complete the budget workshop number 1.
going to be me starting off.
Oh, excuse me. Our Director of Finance, Mr. William Jefferson, is going to start off, and then he's going to pass the baton.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem. I didn't hear you. I'm a little deaf. I'm sorry. Oh, make it higher. Okay, I got you. Sorry about that. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the City Council. Tonight, staff is pleased to present Budget Workshop 1 for the fiscal year 26-27. This workshop marks the beginning of the city's annual budget development process and provides an opportunity to review the city's financial outlook, guiding principles, and key priorities for the upcoming fiscal year. This presentation provides an overview of key components guiding the development of fiscal year 26-27 budget. Staff will begin by outlining the core principles used to ensure the city's financial stability and long-term sustainability, followed by a summary of current financial performance trends. We will then highlight proposed budget revenues and expenditures, providing insight into how resources are allocated to support essential city services. Additionally, staff will present departmental and citywide requests with particular attention to staffing needs, salaries and benefits, and current vacancy rates. The proposed fiscal year 26-27 budget is built upon a foundation of fiscal responsibility and strategic planning. The city remains committed to maintaining a fiscal sustainability and economically viable organization while continuing to deliver the high-quality municipal services that the residents expect. A key priority in this budget is maintaining a structurally balanced financial plan, ensuring that the ongoing expenditures are supported by recurring revenues rather than one-time funding sources. This approach strengthens long-term financial stability and reduces future budgetary risk. Additionally, the proposed budget aligns with the City Council's established priorities, ensuring the funding decisions reflect the community's needs and policy direction. Staff looks forward to receiving Council's input and direction as we continue refining the proposed budget in alignment with the city's priorities and long-term financial stability. My first slide is a slide presenting the general fund balance. The first thing that I would like to bring to your attention is just the 5-year progressive growth of the city's general fund balance. As of today, fiscal year 2025 audit conducted by Vasquez and Company, our general fund balance is $252.5 million. Of that $252.5 million, we have 5 categories that make up that total fund balance. First being the reserve policy of $31 million. The second being the capital projects of $50 million, self-insurance of $10 million, oil tax of $70 million, surplus of $91 million. Again, the total components of the general fund balance of those 5 components, it makes up to $252.5 million. Our Mayor, Council, is my honor and privilege to present to you for the 6th consecutive year a structurally balanced budget.
Can you say that one more time?
It is my honor and privilege to present to the Mayor and City Council for the 6th consecutive year a fiscally structured, balanced budget.
Okay.
History, first time in history.
And who was mayor?
Before we go on, I do want to take the opportunity to just discuss a little bit what it means to have a structurally balanced budget and the benefits. A structurally balanced budget is when your forecasted revenues exceed your expenditures. If your revenues don't exceed your expenditures and your expenditures happen to exceed your revenues, then what is needed is for us to have to go into other revenue sources to make that whole. In this diagram, you can see where our forecasted revenues are $156.9 million, and our expenditures are $156.4 million, leaving a structured balanced budget or a surplus of $470,000. Now, the benefits of having a structured balanced budget is, for one, that proves that we have financial stability. So for having 6 straight years of a balanced budget shows that the city is in a financial good position. And what that does is it helps with interest rates, It helps with increasing our AAA credit rating. So those are the benefits of having a structured balanced budget. So I just want to point that out. But as we move along in our presentation, we want to move kind of quickly, but give you some good detail. We're going to bring up Mr. Antonio Velasquez, our revenue manager, who will go into detail about the proposed city revenues.
Thank you, there we go. Thank you, Director Jefferson. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of council. As Director Jefferson mentioned, we're going to go in further detail next year's city's revenues. So right off the bat, as you can see, we are increasing our overall city revenues from 155 million to 156.9 million, which is a 1.1 increase. So we're going to take a deeper dive into each one of these categories. Right off the bat, we're going to look at sales tax. So sales tax, we are forecasting for 27 $40.3 million, which is a 3.1 increase from the previous year. The major reason for that increase has to do with geopolitical tensions that are going on that are affecting sales tax at this moment. Next up is property tax, which is at 26.3 million for 27, which is a 2.8% increase. The factors affecting this is the sales of property, and the property values are actually going up every single year on this. Next up is franchise fees. We are forecasting $16.8 million for 27, which is a decrease of 20%. The reason for that decrease has to do with lower franchises fees, which we received in the previous year, this year, for gas and electric franchises. Next up is our Measure K, transaction user tax. We are forecasting 18.9 million for fiscal year 27, which is a decrease of 4%. And this is connected to sales tax, which is also related to geopolitical tensions, more of the use tax associated with it versus sales tax. Next up is our UUT, or utility users tax, which we have forecasted for fiscal year 27 at $12 million. And that is actually an increase of 4.3%. And that is a result of utility rates increasing every single year, which we've seen that on the chart right up there. And that it continues that same trend. Next up is license and permits, which we have forecasted at 9.4 million for 27. And this is a decrease of 3%. And the main reason for this decrease has to do with the fluctuation of permit activity across the city, mainly encroachments that we have seen. Next up is our oil business tax, our oil tax, our Measure C. We are forecasted at $10 million for 27, which is an increase of 16.9%. This is a result of the ongoing audits that we're doing for the oil companies, and so that continues on for this year as well.
We were at 24, and what is that, 24, 25? What was that from? One time?
That was one time. We had major audit findings for that year that came back from previous years.
That's part of the Phillips.
Phillips settled with us and paid all of their audit fees, but
they hadn't at that time, and
they paid it all.
Right.
Marathon is
not paying.
They're not paying anything?
Well, not that they're not paying anything, but they're just not paying what should be paying based upon the apportionment and what our auditors have decided.
Just a quick update. The lawsuit, as you know, has been appealed all the way to the California Supreme Court. The hearing is going to be in June. So
this year?
This year, yes. And I'll send the hearing date to all the council members. It's actually in Pasadena, so if you wanted to attend, you could attend.
Well, it's worth our attendance there. You're talking about $86 million. I'll put on my other suit. Bless you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Next up is use of money and property, which we have forecasted at $7 million, which is a slight decrease of roughly about 1% of this, and this has to do with rental of city property.
It has to do with what?
The rental of city property.
Okay.
Yes.
Permits? Like
Overall, just overall. Yeah.
overall?
Yeah.
Where's our staff for that? Tomas, could we get at some point in time how much the community center is generating in revenue?
Yes.
Please.
C.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up is fines and fees, which we have forecasted at 8.9 million for 27. This is an increase of 47%, and this is mainly has to do with CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index. The main factors that go into these categories are convenience fees, late penalties, and that sort.
And I have another request. I think I've made it before. The ticket revenue.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was just confirming with Nora. That's part of that for a lot of the
parking fees,
parking fines, and the sites that our code and our parking.
Yeah, I just want to see
issue
a
out,
comparison of what we've done. Just pull it out and say what we've over the last 3 years. You'd have to go back forever. How long have we had this contractor?
It just started. Has it been a year?
Yeah.
One fiscal year we've had
So
the
yeah, I'd like to look at what we were doing with the prior.
before that new contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Next up is our TOT, or transient occupancy tax, or hotel tax, as everyone knows it. We are forecasting that at $2.5 million for 27. It is remaining flat, and the main reason for that is the loss of the hotel that we had in the city last year.
I'm surprised it hadn't dropped.
Other hotels kind of picked up the slack for that. So next up is charges for services. We have forecasted that at $1.9 million for fiscal year 27. That's an increase of roughly about 30%. And these are the services that the city offers, such as park programs and so forth. Next up is intergovernmental revenues. We have forecasted that at $150,000 for fiscal year 27, and that is remaining flat. The major factors that are in there are grants like from state, federal, and other government agencies.
Will that include the $2 million that we're getting? No, from other revenues. Where is that? Oh, it's not general fund. A special revenue. Oh, it'd be
That's
under the
next year,
expenditure.
next year.
Okay.
And finally, we have other revenues, which we have forecasted at $2.4 million for fiscal year 27. And the main things that are in here are usually legal settlements, outcomes that come out from there.
that we won.
That we know, yes. And that concludes the revenue portion. Next up will be Ashton Watts. He's going to be presenting the expenditure portions, our budget analyst.
Wake up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. I'll be presenting the proposed general fund operation and maintenance expenditure budget for fiscal year 2026-2027. To start, we can see we are proposing a total budget of $156.46 million, which reflects a flat budget in comparison to the fiscal year 25-26 revised budget. Notable departmental increases come from strategic investments in our Human Resources and Risk Management Department, as well as our Community Services, Recreation, and Park Maintenance Department, while there were savings in other departments to balance the total city expenditure. This budget reflects a continued investment in public safety, city staffing, and essential city services, while also identifying efficiencies in particular operational areas. I also want to note that the fiscal year 25-26 actuals currently stand at 78% of the revised budget. And I will now take a more detailed look into each department.
Before you leave that budget, I don't know if the city council budget for supplies and things that we need, I heard the ladies were running short. And they had to go through too many hoops to get what we need in the refreshment area. So that budget, I'd like for it to be increased to, so they don't have to.
Madam Mayor, in the current fiscal year, I believe the staff was probably referring to existing line items didn't have sufficient funds. They simply submitted transfers from within the department budget to move funds from one object number to another. So there was still sufficient funding within the council department operating budget. It just needed to be moved to a different expenditure line item.
Could we move it so if you're not going to change it, so they don't have to do these transfers? If there's money left over that we're not spending, because they shouldn't have to go jumping through hoops to buy some potato chips.
So the process on transfers is administrative. It's a single form, very simple to do, and could be done within one single business day. So this does not break down line items. It just gives you the total for the department. We can easily move the money
Please
around.
increase whatever they need.
Sure.
Okay. Even though the bottom line will stay the same, they need more money in that O&M. I think it's O&M. See, I remember.
So to start in our departmental breakdowns, we first have the city council. The city council office is proposing a budget of $960,000, which reflects a 0.6% increase in department's expenditure budget. This modest increase is attributed to ongoing legislative activities and outreach programs, as well as supported continued civic engagement and public services.
And in that budget, does it include our increased our airfare, first class, and all that? It went up then.
Yes, ma'am. It was included in the current year, and so that was carried over the same this year. Yes.
Well, economy, business. What? Not first class. Business economy.
Next, we have the city attorney's office. The city attorney's office is proposing a budget of $2.9 million, which reflects a 25.6% decrease in the department's expenditure budget. This decrease reflects lower anticipated legal costs and efficiencies in legal service expenditures compared to the prior fiscal year, as well as completion of legal cases, in which we would like to thank Sunny Sotani in our city attorney's office for.
She's getting a 25% decrease?
I came 25% under budget this year with everything we had going on. So your city manager just reduced my budget. I'm being punished for doing well last year.
Mm-hmm. As for a line item budget increase.
Next, we have the city clerk's office. The city clerk's office is proposing a budget of $2.55 million, which reflects a 33.7% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase is attributed primarily to anticipated ballot measure and election-related expenses in the upcoming fiscal year. These costs are cyclical and driven by election activity rather than ongoing operational changes.
So how much is that election costing?
This year coming up, we're going to be wrapping up the 2021 special election bill that's been once a year for 5 years. We had a payment plan, thanks to Dean Logan. And then we have the June election that was added. And then we have the November election. And based on how the county bills, it's 3 to 4 months after each election that we will get the bill. So unfortunately, it's not coming to my potato chips or anything like that. It's just,
you don't want any potato chips?
I would love a chip budget increase. We're tight. Director Jefferson didn't give us any money for chips. So this is all going to LA County.
Okay.
Compliments to Dean Logan.
Thank you.
No problem.
Next, we have our city treasurer's office. The city treasurer's office is proposing a budget of $988,000, which reflects a 4.9% decrease in the department's expenditure budget. This slight decrease is primarily due to reduced costs with supplies and baking fees. This reduction reflects efficiencies in operational expenditure while also maintaining core financial oversight function.
You could put that in the city council budget.
Next, we have our city manager's office. The city manager's office is proposing a budget of $8.5 million, which reflects a 3.1% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This modest increase will support ongoing administrative operations, including staffing initiatives.
That's CPI? Inflation. Sheesh. Okay.
Including staffing initiatives and operational needs associated with the city services and organizational priorities, while also including budget allocation for the World Cup and the Olympics.
Mm.
Next, we have the Information Technology and Security Department. The Information Technology and Security Department is proposing a budget of $6.2 million, which reflects a 5.7% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase is primarily attributed to salary-related costs and ongoing support for technology systems and infrastructure. Next, we have our Public Safety and Emergency Management Department. The Public Safety and Emergency Management Department is proposing a budget of $37.3 million, which reflects a 4.6% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase reflects ongoing contractual obligations, most notably our sheriff's contract, as well as staffing, equipment, and operational costs necessary to maintain the city's commitment to its public safety and emergency services.
Good question, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Within that contract with the sheriff's department, are we able to get a breakdown, like our park patrol, cops team, how that's all laid out? So because I don't think we've looked at that in a while.
Yes, we get it every year, so we definitely have that. We can present that if you like.
Yes.
Sure.
I think we need it because the park enforcement team, we don't want it to get lost. And it's 4 deputies and 1 sergeant, and they're supposed to be doing park enforcement when they're at work. So we want to make sure. We met with the captain a week and a half ago to express our concerns about the fact that the city is paying for 4 deputies and a sergeant for park enforcement. Just want to make sure we're getting what we paid for. And I know she can't hire a lot of people, but
Yeah, we have them for sure.
she kind of mentioned she found out. We just want to make sure they're, and I'd like to meet them. They every once in a while they used to come before city council and said, "This is your park enforcement team."
Okay. Sure. Yes, absolutely. We'll get that on the next couple of meetings here.
Introductions.
Yes, ma'am.
I think she said she was going to do that, huh? Yeah, first meeting in June, I think.
First meeting in June. Okay. Yeah, we'll follow up.
Next, we have the Finance Department. The Finance Department is proposing a budget of $6.67 million, which reflects a 5.5% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase is driven by ongoing financial management, our auditing services, and reporting requirements necessary to support the city's financial, operational, and continued growth. Next, we have the Human Resources and Risk Management Department. The Human Resources and Risk Management Department is proposing a budget of $8.47 million, which reflects a 16.9% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase reflects increased support for recruitment, employee development programs, and ongoing workforce management in alignment with the city's operational obligation.
That's a big increase. Human Resources and Risk Management. Is that Armane?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members. This also includes an increase in our cost for insurance in our risk management division. It's important to note that.
And did we have the deputy, your position in there last year? In the budget? No? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're in the CMO's office. They're under my budget. The DCMs? Right. But this increase primarily is for the insurance through risk management.
Good grief. Almost like my house insurance.
And probably trying to cancel you.
Next, we have the Community Economic Development Department. The Community and Economic Development Department is proposing a budget of $9.55 million, which reflects a 9.3% decrease in the department's expenditure budget. This decrease can be attributed to the completion of projects and a continued focus on operational efficiencies, and also reflecting a strategic reallocation of resources to other priority areas.
That Nathan?
Next, we have the Public Works Department. The Public Works Department is proposing a budget of $29.26 million, which reflects a 12.5% decrease in the department's expenditure budget. This decrease reflects a strong commitment to operational efficiency, and despite this reduction, the department will continue to support essential infrastructure maintenance and core service delivery.
That's going in the wrong direction.
That includes the street pavement that we've been doing the past year.
It's a different funding.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council, just to clarify, a lot of the reduction here is due to moving some of these operational costs to the CIP. So these expenditures have been pulled out of the operations side and put into the capital side. That's why you're seeing a reduction here.
So it's not a reduction in service, just the location where the funding and project is.
Move the money in different locations.
That's exactly right. So projects that are actually CIP, we put over in the CIP instead of the public works budget. So the projects are still there, still be worked on.
Well, also are they prioritized?
Same.
Well, I'd like to see that.
No difference. And
I'm looking at this budget. 29, that's a big decrease, and I want to make sure our streets are being paved and all that. I don't want to get lost in.
Yes, ma'am. So actually, when we do our budget workshop number 2, you'll see it in the CIP budget. That's the CIP workshop. So that's where that'll be.
Is there a reason we took it out of Public Works?
Yeah.
You can tell me later.
Yeah. I mean,
Madam Mayor, we did move, as the CM's office said, we did move it out. But I think what's important to note is that if you look at the actuals in fiscal year 23-24, which the actuals was 29 million, you look at the actuals in 24-25, they're 23 million. So now so that was the actuals in 23-24. So we're giving them really 6 million more. They're not spending it all as they should be because it's been moved over there. So as they said, nothing's been cut. But it's always important to take in the actuals because that's the data that drives the budget as far as how we propose for that department for the next fiscal year.
So we move the money.
It's just nothing. But Madam Mayor, then my question would be, based upon the overall budget for the entire fiscal year, what percentage of that 33 was actually utilized during the entire fiscal year? I mean, what do we have now here at the end of May? I mean, the percentage-wise. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that we're being efficient and that Dr. Rogers don't leave a penny on the table. So,
as of April the 31st, the year-to-date actuals are 21 million.
Out of the 33?
Out of the 33. So on the average, spending about 2.5 million a year. So that's what, about 5 million. So we're on forecast to do about 26 to 27 million. Still represents an increase.
Okay.
By the way, there's no April 31st. So that's okay. Just a little typo. Please proceed.
Yes, sir. Next, we have the Community Services, Recreation, and Park Maintenance Department. The Community Services, Recreation, and Park Maintenance Department is proposing a budget of $29.23 million, which reflects an 8% increase in the department's expenditure budget. This increase will support ongoing recreational programs, community services, and maintenance activities. And this increase also ensures continued delivery of programs and services that enhance the quality of life for the residents of the city of Carson. And finally, we have our non-departmental department expenditure. Our non-departmental department is proposing a budget of $13.8 million, which reflects a 3.5% decrease in the department's expenditure budget. This decrease is primarily due to reduced contingency allocations and reflects sustained efforts to manage citywide expenditure efficiently. And now, with the expenditures being covered, I will pass it to Director Jefferson.
What does it consist of?
It's primarily our bond payments for our POB bond.
Okay.
Pension obligation, yeah.
That's
Debt service,
okay.
yeah.
Parentheses, debt services.
Pension obligation bonds. And
Okay.
I'll pass it to Director Jefferson for the final phase of the budget workshop.
Thank you, Mr. Watts. Mayor, Council, we're now entering into the final phase of our workshop number one presentation by going through the department's requests. The first request is from the City Manager's Office, wishing to transfer the Housing Division to the Community and Economic Division under the Real Property Service Division. The Housing Division has demonstrated, under the CM's guidance, demonstrated significant performance improvements, including timely expenditures, oversight, and successful implementation of HUD programs. With that being said, the City Manager's Office is now requesting that it be transferred to the city's department to improve operational efficiencies and better align subject matter expertise. We now go into the personnel requests. These slides are going to present outlines and purpose of key considerations for the fiscal year 26-27 personnel requests. The requested positions are intended to support the delivery of core city services, address operational gaps, and increasing workload demands, and align staffing levels with the city's organizational priorities and ongoing restructuring efforts. In evaluating these requests, staff has focused on critical service areas and compliance requirements while carefully considering the associated cost impacts and long-term fiscal sustainability. Priority has been given to positions that enhance operational efficiency and improve overall service levels to the community. So the first three departments we had on one slide only because it was one request, which is your public safety, your finance, and your community economic development. Public safety is requesting 2 full-time code enforcement positions with a net impact of $314,000. Finance is requesting a transfer for its administration of the position of executive assistant. As I go into the more department slides, I'll be able to show you how that transfer totally comes to a 1 FTE, and then that impact is $114,000. Economic and Development has 1 full-time request for an assistant planner for $162,000. They also have a reclass for in title only from Special Projects Manager to Real Property Service Manager. Our next one is our City Manager's Office. The City Manager's Office is wishing to add 1 full-time admin analyst that will be housed in administration with a net impact of $176,000. They also have a one part-time admin intern 3 that will be housed in Energy and Sustainability Division, and that net impact is $24,000. Also a part-time admin intern 3 that will be housed in a multimedia for $24,000 with a total net impact of $224,000. We have our Human Resources and Risk Management. The first ad they have is a full-time first ad typist clerk 1, but I want to skip down to the last 2 because they also want to remove 2 part-time positions, a typist clerk and an admin intern 3. Those 2 positions are going to aid in funding the first position, which is a typist clerk, which gives us a net impact of $110,000. As I spoke before in the finance slide, where we were asking for an ad for a half a body, so to speak, the other half is coming from the Human Resources Department. And the reason for that is both departments were sharing an EA. Now the EA will be housed in the Finance Department, and that netted a negative $114,000. They also want to add a 1 full-time administrative secretary, and as you see by it, you see a transfer, which as we move on into the public works, it'll true that number up. So that position is being transferred, and that has a net impact of $145,000. And as I said, I went through the last 2 slides. So the total net impact for the Human Resource and Risk Management is $80,000.
A quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Those part-time positions that you're making full-time, are they filled now? Is someone in those positions?
I have Ms. Armane. She answered.
I believe, Madam Mayor, members of the council, I believe those positions are filled at this time.
They're filled?
They're part-time positions.
So you
By creating a full-time position, one of them, right, Josh? I apologize. One of them is filled. The other one is vacant. By creating a full-time position, it's actually building capacity in the department, and we anticipate we'll have interest for those positions.
But what I'm looking at is laying off staff. So you have one vacant position, and you're gonna convert it to a full-time, so that you're thinking that that part-time person is gonna take that full-time position. Is that what you're saying?
Potentially, we have other positions also available in the department. Once we advertise for those positions, we anticipate some of our part-time staff may have interest in applying for those positions.
I'm just concerned about the part-time that's there.
Absolutely. I think Josh may be able to add more context.
Hello, Madam Mayor and Council. We have one part-timer as it stands right now. She's currently acting in a acting capacity as well to help her in the open recruitment process. So it's going to be a competitive process, but she's actually doing the work as it stands right now. But there's only one part-timer. We have to go through the competitive process, but she's doing a great job.
Okay. So if she doesn't get the job, then what? We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I think she has a really good chance at how she's performing right now. She has exemplary work that she's been doing for the last couple months at the higher level. She has a good chance.
Okay, she's acting now. Oh, he?
She.
Thank you.
Our next department is our Public Works Department. They're looking to add one full-time admin specialist. They're looking to reclass a full-time senior maintenance worker 1 to a senior maintenance worker 2. They're looking to reclass a full-time operation manager to capital projects manager. They're also looking to remove an admin secretary, which was reflected in the HR request. And they also are looking to upgrade the part-time storekeeper to a full-time storekeeper, which in net will total net would be $134,000. And our final is our community services, recreation, park, and maintenance. They're looking to add one full-time custodian, one full-time senior ground worker, one full-time assistant ground worker, one part-time maintenance aide, one part-time assistant recreational center supervisor, one part-time recreational assistant 3, 3 part-time recreation assistant 2s. They're looking to reclass their admin secretary to an admin specialist. They're looking to add part-time 4 utility workers to custodians, and they're looking to reclass 2 part-time recreational center supervisor 2 to senior recreation center supervisor.
2 recreation director 2s, or what did you say? You didn't say part-time.
Full-time.
Oh, full-time, reclassified them senior. And I think you need to point out that all these positions are before Carriage Crest Park, the majority of them for Carriage Crest Park. That's been non-operational. Each park, I think I had asked, so each park has a senior, full-time or groundsman on it. I think that was
Correct, Madam Mayor.
correct. So it's a senior, for your larger facilities, a senior and a groundsman. For your smaller facilities, it's a senior or just a groundsman?
Just the groundsman. Yes.
Okay. The big one with the ball diamonds and all that.
Correct.
Okay.
It's the largest park.
With those proposed requests, we've created proposed FT salaries and benefits. As of today, the city has 393 total full-time positions. With the proposed positions and approval from council, we will increase it to 403, which is a 10 body increase. The total net impact for fiscal year 26-27 salaries and benefits would be $61.4 million.
For 403.
for 403. Also, with the requested positions, if they are approved, we now have a forecasted vacancy rate. As we see in the first column, we have forecasted 403 FTEs. Currently, we have 363 field positions with 40 vacancy, which will leave us at a 10% vacancy rate. That concludes the portion of workshop one. And if there's any
So go back to you have how many vacancies? 40?
40, that will be with the 10. So currently we have 30 vacancies, but it will
30?
But with the 10 bodies.
That we're out recruiting for right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. How many are in public works? Let's see. 13? Wow. Used to be 20-something. Well, I think public works and community services maintenance, those are top priority because we get ready to go into our summer season. Hi, JR. Thank you.
Again, that concludes my report. If there's any questions, I'll do my best to field them.
No questions, very thorough. He gets a hand for that.
Madam Mayor.
Is your mic on?
It's not. Sorry about that. So I requested a reclass for a position in my department. And I've actually been requesting it for several years. This year, I currently have enough in my budget to cover this person's reclass without affecting the general fund. So I'm just curious as to why it wasn't included.
I think I need to talk to the city manager and whoever and then get back with you on that. Because I don't know what position it is either.
Okay.
So
I'll
let's
talk
talk
to the city manager.
Yeah, and then we'll.
Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, you did.
Just based upon the budget we just went through, my question to the city manager, the multimedia division, concerning for all of our special events, we're getting ready into our special event season for what are their work hours or what are their duties? Because I wanted to make sure that we get taping of most of our special events that's going on here in the city, as well as our city photographer coming out to these events. I think we need to get more professional looking the things that are going. I mean, we have our council aides that are using their camera phones, but it's working. But if we have the tools in place, we should be utilizing the tools that we purchase. So can we have that in place, or what's the problem?
Mayor Pro Tem, thank you for the question. Photography services, as in the current year and will be the same next year, is covered on a series of on-call contracts that you all approved. We have professional photographers that cover all major special events, as well as the senior events that Madam Mayor has asked for in the past. For taping, though, the multimedia department or division has additional contracts that cover taping of those major events, so that the highlight reels that you see, as well as what gets broadcast on the city public access channels, can highlight and rebroadcast those events to those who can attend.
I haven't seen any.
So somebody, I was looking around for someone at Cinco de Mayo, and I didn't see anybody at Cinco de Mayo. I know that Councilwoman Rojas, just made sure she had her videos rolling. So I haven't seen anybody else's.
Yeah, the photography vendor was present at the Cinco de Mayo event. Probably a person you aren't familiar with, so you may not have recognized them there, but they were there.
Yeah, I saw him there.
You did. Mr. City Manager, like I said before, Elizabeth is our official photographer for the city, and the others are on call. And I don't see any. I think Keyshawn received them this time for the first time. There's a difference when they're there. We're looking for them, and we didn't find them. When Elizabeth is on site, she finds all the elected officials, and we don't need to be rotating. I think I made a request that anytime city council is invited to an event, we need a city photographer there. That's the way it used to be. We had a city photographer when we had George. He was there, his daughter was there, and
Now it's hit and miss.
it's hit and miss. And so we want to tighten that up and make sure that she has the budget that she needs, PIO, to make sure that the first person we call for our events is Elizabeth. And if she can't make it, then you have a rotating. But I don't see anything if she's not there. And I know Keyshawn received a slew of past events when you told her you want to see. So that's not good enough. We have the money to have a city photographer. So when city council is on their calendar, I'd like to see Elizabeth, our city photographer, at the events. And we have no pictures of our senior citizens activities unless Keyshawn received them lately. We're at all of these events. I haven't seen not one spring fling, not one Christmas party, nothing. If we don't have our counselors, we don't see them. So I don't know what you're paying for, but we're not seeing it. So that's a request. Am I in agreement with this body?
Yes, ma'am. I think what you all want is not so much photography. You guys want some reels. You want some videos.
Yes.
And Arlene just happens to have all the reels in her back pocket. So I think what you guys want are reels. So they kind of want people out there. We get the stills, but people want videos and action and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know where Elizabeth's contract is, but maybe we should add to her contract of doing video, doing, stuff like that. I saw some video people out there at Cinco de Mayo. However, they don't step out to say, hey, councilperson, what do you want me to do? You want me to walk with you for a second to
So that guy with the
get you about
camera, that was our photographer?
That was our photographer.
He never said
okay.
So we understand. We gotta. It'll be. You want stills and you want reels.
Videotaping.
Yeah, I saw Elizabeth videotaping too.
With all the fills.
So
we have to. We'll have to go back out to bid, and for that contract specifically on the stills, and then we'll have to do a separate contract also for the reels with our staff.
Yeah, well, we need it because we are accustomed to that. That's what we had always in the past.
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Social media.
Yeah, hire maybe some social media interns, some people who, to check it out.
somebody in the audience is always talking on social media too.
Okay, so if we need to increase the budget so we have a photographer, it's not. I always hear staff say, we don't have any budget. That's not in our budget. It is in your budget. It's in your budget, and if it runs short, then amend it, but don't just not send out anyone. That's what's been happening. Amend it. Thank you. Okay, what else we have here? We got memorial adjournments. We got oral communications for matters not listed on the agenda.
Ooh, yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord, this is a late meeting for
we
us.
have 4 comment cards, Madam Mayor, for the people in the back that have been waiting.
Okay, I want to make a motion that if we should go 10 minutes past, we can, because our ordinance says we have to cut off at 11 o'clock.
Second.
Okay, 10 minutes, not 2 hours. 11.
Yeah, I think we can do this.
Well, I don't know. You guys may get excited here. I don't know.
No, not excited.
Okay.
Sleepy. Okay, so let's just.
I just want to be protected. Okay?
Brandy Lewin. We have 26 minutes.
You have 1 minute. You have one. The next one will be 30 seconds.
Wait, 30 seconds. Okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor. Happy early birthday to you. Mayor Pro Tem Cedric Hicks, my councilman.
Councilman Dr. Jawan Hilton, Bishop, Doctor, Father, Pastor, Councilmember Jim Deere, and Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. I'm here this evening because I'm deeply concerned about the proposed Weingard Association housing development. We have a community coalition. Sharon's on that coalition. We had a few other people that were here that had to leave early. From the recent town hall, it was clear that you as council share many of the same concerns as a community. I'm here tonight seeking clarity and direction. Specifically, I want to understand where we are in this process, how the city has received a formal application, and if so, what authority do we have right now to respond? Okay, thank you so much. I'm just gonna go down to the end. Vote yes on the fireworks. Good night, everybody.
Next, we have Willie Young Jr. No, oh, no, okay. Thank you, Councilman. Alejandro Rojas.
How long do I have?
1 minute.
Okay, we know each other. I'll make it very quick. To follow up with what Brandy was saying, as a former citizenship teacher, and after having a conversation with Mayor, one of the ex-mayors of LA, the state, the city, the federal government, the board members, they don't listen to marginalized communities that have low voter engagement. They don't care to listen to us. They belong to a political class that is also racist. I see it as all of the above. And I saw it very clearly at our last meeting. So we need to increase voter engagement to include the residents that could become citizens in Carson. Each and every person that can vote should vote. And that's the only way the state, the federal, and the county and the board members are ever going to take us into account. Otherwise, they just see us as marginalized citizens that don't even engage in the voting process. They see it as, how can I get them to vote for me? And that's the only way they're going to respond. It was very clear in the last
Madam
meeting
Mayor, that's
that
1
that
minute.
was so. Thank you.
Our final speaker for the night is Sam Kim.
How long? 1 minute, 2 minutes?
1 minute, sir.
How are you? My name is Sam Kim, 81 years old. I moved from Texas. I live in mobile home about 10 years. I never missed to pay rent. But April 4th, my manager charged me $3,200 to clean up my yard. I called another gardener. They said $300 to $500, but they charged me $3,000 or you move, evict. I need help. I live at the Colony Cove.
Colony Cove.
It's a real bad. Somebody told me the gardener is a manager's relative.
Okay, our community development director will talk to you right after this meeting, okay? Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Anyone else?
Madam Mayor, that concludes public comment.
All communications council members.
Wait a minute, I was queued up for that.
Just good night. That's all I'm going to say.
I have two people that's queued up. MPT.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To the city manager, maybe to the city attorney, I want to bring back a resolution stating that we, if this council agrees to it, we are against the housing project over there at the Weingard Center that's coming from this council to LA County to let them know how we feel behind us on behalf of our residents, because it's no way that they should throw that down our throats when we had previous agreements and things in place, and now they just threw it out saying that it doesn't exist, and they're moving forward as if we're nothing. And they just need to know that they can't do that without us saying something back to them.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm queued up. Madam Mayor, I was going to echo Councilman's sentiments. If you could explain what's the next steps. So many people are asking me the next steps.
Do we want to explain it in public?
I asked her, do we want to explain in public what we've already kind of authorized?
Extended stay, Weingard.
Yes, I can explain that the council has directed staff to work very diligently to come up with every legal option available to the city to protect the residents and to ensure there's no waste of public resources and inappropriate expenditure of public resources on a project that would not have good actors in it. So we are reviewing all of that, and appropriate legal action will be taken.
Is that what you needed to hear?
I wanted you to say that we were going to oblige the supervisor's staff when at her request. She said something that night, and she said, I wanted you to say we were going to oblige her request.
Okay.
Request granted.
We'll give her credit.
Okay. Anyone else?
Oh, last thing, Madam Mayor, happy birthday to you. I know it's going to be all month. It is actually Thursday?
May 11th.
May 11th. That is May 11th, the day after Mother's Day. Keisha, get your coins together. Keisha and Deshaun, get your coins together. I know she's going to be celebrating all month, so we wanted to just say happy birthday to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And my birthday card was parked, but it's not there anymore. What I'd like to announce is that the Dignity Health Sports Complex will be hosting our drone fireworks show on the 4th. And I'd like to know how a flyer going out saying that it's going to be announced, and if it's free and how it's first come, first serve, how many people we can accommodate. Is it the entire, can they come in?
And is there a fee for parking?
Well, we need to, staff will work on that.
I'm just asking. If not, then we need to do bus shuttles from here over there.
Yeah, no, I don't believe there's charging for parking, but we'll make sure on the flyer that it establishes that. I'm pretty positive because there's no game. I don't think that Dignity Health was going to be charging, but we'll confirm. Thank you, because that last year they did. So yeah.
I want to have a town hall meeting at either Town Avenue Elementary School or at Victoria Park to discuss why we voted and what we voted on with this battery storage facility. So you guys need to coordinate that, do a flyer. I think it's important I think our city clerk said 50 people an hour called to say they were opposed to it. So I need to get out and say, hey, this is what it is, folks, and why.
Madam Mayor, I do just want to, I asked the city clerk to see those letters earlier because I was trying to do my due diligence. They're all the same letter with the same, with different signatures. They're all the same letter that is written with different signatures. So
most letters like that are.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to let you know, misspelling and everything.
That's okay. Yeah. I'll take one of those misspelled letters with me.
That means they're consistent.
They're consistent.
Oh, Madam Mayor, can I just say one more last thing? I want to thank the residents, me, the mayor, everybody. We want to thank the residents for coming out on Thursday. You showed up and you showed out. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. This council thanks you because we all were there.
Full house.
We thank you for having a full house, being concerned about your community.
Okay. Memorial adjournments.
Sorry, I was all packed up. One moment. Thank you. My apologies, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. These are the names that I received. Geraldine Villalon, Dorothy Turpin, Andrew O. Rimson, Gloria McDuffie, Linda D. Lofton, and Jake Lee Ross Jr.
Jake Lee Ross. Oh, Angela Ross. Okay, yeah. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Whose brother?
What's his name?
That's Sparkle's brother. Uh-huh. Our administrative, specialist, analyst. That was her brother she lost, and that was her mother's only son. So I think the services is they haven't made the plans yet, so you'll keep us posted. Okay, Bishop.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Also, we're going to keep Pam Pitcher in our prayers. Her husband's services tomorrow, and we'll be there. So, Father, we pray that you would bless these families, that their names have been written off tonight. We pray that you would hold near and dear to your promise, never leave us comfortless. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. We are adjourned. Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you, staff. This is our latest meeting.